it, knows it, Lord. Who feels it, knows it, Lord. Who feels it, knows it, Lord. You're tilling and you're tilling and you're tilling away. You're tilling and you're tilling and you're running away. You're tilling and you're running and you're tilling away. You're tilling and you're running, but you can't run away from permaculture. You can't run away from permaculture. Can't run away from permaculture. Can't run away. Because if you got to till, means you're doing something wrong. And if you got to till your currency model, you're tilling and you're tilling and you're tilling away. I was running away. I got to be honest with y'all. I did not. Oh, I wanted to till this year. I wanted to till so bad. Oh, I got work to do. I have this new land that I'm putting up a farm on. Oh, I want to till so bad. I want to be lazy and just break up the ecosystem instead of doing what permaculture requires. Oh, I was running away. I was going to be tilling and tilling and tilling away. Good morning, everybody. That's my analogy for this morning. We got to become sustainable. And if what you're doing requires that you till every year, that's a hint that you're doing something wrong. If what you do requires you got to shut down economies and currencies and planets every now and then, it means that you didn't get it right. It means that one species is trying to profit off of the destruction of many others. But that's a deep talk. I don't know if I can do this one. That might take a minute. That might take a minute. Right? Because the only reason people tell is because they're doing something wrong. They don't want to do right. They don't want to do right. They're willing to profit from the destruction of fungi and protozoa and microbiology. And right, if you can profit off the destruction of everything else to stay on top instead of letting everything become balanced, instead of blessing free will and balance and sustainability and permaculture and let everything balance out where one doesn't rule everything. And then they got to till the next year. If you got to keep resetting fiat currencies, what does that tell you? Some people are like, what does this have to do with the virus? Oh, Lord, if the virus is still coming to get you, I don't know what to tell you. I love you to death, but I have no idea what to tell you. Let me see. I have to take this out. Let me see this. I shared it over here. Flip that there. Script that. I got to copy this and move this over here. Good morning, everybody. How y'all doing this morning? Oh, I was watching some great stuff this morning. It always syncs up. It's the funniest thing. Like I'm like embracing the fact that no, you should not be tilling. You should not be tilling. Let me tell you something. One of the greatest things that this shutdown did for me is it's showing me how unsustainable I am. And I love it. I love it. It's showing me how weak I am. I like my weakness. I want to be strong. I got to see my weakness. This shutdown is showing me where I'm still dependent on big corporations, big unsustainable, violence-based, till-based, unsustainable-based, unpermaculture corporations and their products. I had to go get me a till. I had to go get me a hoe. I had to go get me a hoe. What the hell did we watch? He had to get himself a hoe. What's wrong with him? He ain't got no skills, he ain't got no game. I had to go get me a hoe. And so, but I didn't go get it from the big company. I got it from a smaller big company. I didn't get it from no Home Depot, nobody. I had to get me a hoe. And I sat there and debated in my head, and finally I saw enough. And I read enough, and I knew what I already knew. Sometimes I got to re-know what I know, because that's just how this world works. Being lazy is so, I don't know why it's so damn attractive, being lazy. But you know, when you till the earth, when you break up people's ecosystems, when you break up your GDPs and you break up small businesses and you create all this unemployment because you're a day trader and you're doing something unsustainable, you just want to stay on top, so you want to keep everybody down, then you get viruses. That's just what kind of happens. But I like the shutdown. Y'all know what I'm talking about, because it showed me where I'm unsustainable. The only time I got to go out to the store and feel stupid and wear a costume is where I'm unsustainable. And this is making me more sustainable, because I didn't know. I actually didn't know where I was, but I had to get me a hoe. But I got the hoe. I ain't going to use the hoe, because I'm not going to profit from destroying the microbiology, which is where sustainability actually comes from. The mycorrhizae fungi that actually grows plants. But the farmer doesn't really like that, because the farmer was trained in big agribusiness. I went to a big ag school, so let's talk. We can talk about it. What's happening right now is they're tilling the planet. They're tilling the planet because it's unsustainable. They had an unsustainable model, and they needed a good reason to reset everything so they can stay on top. Did I spell permaculture right? Permaculture. Yes, at the end. All right, that's there. YouTube, good. Okay, Facebook, let's get going. Good morning, everybody. How y'all doing this morning? A lot of interesting things, a lot of interesting analogies. And it's the weird part. That's how all of this kind of came about, is I'm like studying microbiology, and I got my microscope, and I'm trying to check the field and see what I got to do here and what I need to do. You know, put down a little compost, put down some compost tea, put down my ground cover. And I just kept saying, I'm gonna just do a little bit of tilling. I'm just gonna till a little bit. There's no shortcuts. There are no shortcuts to doing the right thing. You either do the right thing or you don't. Do the right thing or you don't. Get that big tractor out there, you're gonna compact the soil, you're gonna have to till again next year. You didn't want to balance, you wanted to profit from the destruction of microbiology in the soil and the nitrate boost in the aeration, and because cow poo was on sale. All right, good morning, everybody. Let me switch this back. But yeah, tilling is unsustainable. It's unsustainable. So is flipping currencies. Because they're going to have to tell it again. And you're going to have what is they saying now? 27 million unemployed? That's where we are. And I'm like, y'all, if we're 27 million unemployed and the states still haven't reopened, they're only talking reopening, we in big trouble. Whoa. The Federal Reserve did put out a conservative statistic. Well, we expect 47 million of the monkeys to be unemployed, and at the heat of this, like, no, that's not going to work that way. Why? Because at the heat of the depression we're about to face, and depressions are an act that are done to reset the currencies, right? Because you have so much unsustainability in the fiat currencies, and at a certain point in time, you got to reset and till everything. So they tilled then, they're going to till now. And if you think that they tilled a little depression called the Great Depression, and they're not going to till harder this year, well, I guess nature's going to have to call some people back. I lost my train of thought. But all they're doing is they're telling because fiat currencies are unsustainable. And they're tilling the planet. And they have a lot of reasons why they got to till it. Oh, yeah, the 47 million. So if you think 47 million is going to be heat of this, well, you got another thing coming. Because, like I said, when the businesses restart, when they finally open 100% of everything, then you're going to start to get a good idea of what they done did. Right? You got all these mid-sized businesses, and they're going to be failing. And unemployment's going to go up, and then people are going to start hoarding their cash. They're going to start removing their money from the banks. They're going to have a bank holiday, but it's going to be too late. The billionaires already took their money out. The millionaires already took their money out. Let me ask you a question. Like this is and outside of the fact that I guess I'm about to be a China bot, because the Russian bots is what we were a minute ago. Now we're about to be the China bots because they got the Chinese racism going now. So the other side got another bigoted tool that they're going to use people's identity to abuse them. And unfortunately, it's just where we are. China didn't do it. China might have been a part of it, but China did not do it. China might have been played. China did not do it. The Republicans might have been played. Republicans didn't do it. The Democrats might have been played. The Democrats didn't do it. This thing is an earth-wide tilling. It's an earth-wide tilling. But here's the question I was going to ask you. If you have a boat off the coast of the United States of America, and it's full of tiddlywinks and cogs, and let me see if I can find me a picture. So I like to animate the stories best that I can. If I can find me a picture of a tanker. You had a big tanker. What are those things called? What are the big shipping boats, the big unsustainable, non-permaculture boats that they ship here, and they put all that trash on there that we call plastic toys and electronic. What are those things that they call tankers? Are they ocean tankers? I want to make sure I do a search for the right thing. What are those things called? Somebody help me. Did you say you were a China bot? Hell yeah, Enoch, I'm a China bot. I'm a China bot because I don't think China did it, like I don't think Russia did it. Like Yvonne, we were talking about it on the thread this morning. Like we see it coming. We saw it coming a long time ago. right? Because they're going to say, oh, you're a China bot. You're a China apologist. I'm like, no, I'm just a critical thinker, and I can see how the world does not work. I'm not sure I know really how the world works, but I know how it doesn't work, okay? Nations don't exist. There are powers far beyond the powers of what the nations are. So no, it's never China, it's never Russia, it's never Iran, it's never Bolivia, it's never Venezuela, it's never America, it's never Mexico, it's never anything that they use. If it's on the news and it's popular, then the people who have all the power, that's not one of the partners. That's not one of the partners. Now they're saying China did it. That's how I know China ain't do it. They said Russia did it. That's how I know Russia had nothing to do with it. Are they called oil tankers now? No, where they put all the trash. They're not, are they product, what are they called? Product tanker, trash tankers? What are they called? The big tankers on the ocean with the piles of trash that all the Americans buy, the consumers, where I want to be unsustainable because I'm lazy sometimes. And I go to big box stores and I buy stuff from Jeff Bezos. What are those tankers called? They're, the shipping containers, that's what they're called, right? The shipping containers. Y'all know help. Why y'all even here? I'm trying to get help. Y'all know that in the morning my brain isn't where it needs to be till I get down this coffee as far as the big shipping containers, the shipping containers. Y'all know because the doomsday preppers making houses out of them. These things. I know what y'all talking about. But you put like 200 of them on a ship and you send things to America, to Americans, because Americans don't want to make nothing. They want to be unsustainable, and they think that they're not a part of the problem by buying all that trash. On the ocean, these things, shipping containers, but a barge. Shipping container barge. Let's try that. Who said that? Thank you. Thank you. See, I like helping people. It's good to help people sometimes, because people is the best people. Yeah, these things right there. Who said that? Thank you. Lori and Desiree, thank you so much. These big shipping barges. Okay, but let's find a big one. Let's see if we can find a really. Ooh, there you go. Oh, no, that's not an ocean liner. A really big one. We can find super large one. There's one big. Oh, there you go. There you go. Here we go. Say this is yours right here. This is yours right here. This is yours right here. And it doesn't say New York K line. Remember, you're not supposed to have a last name K, because if you're JFK or Martin Luther K, they're gonna kill you. All the good people in the ground. That's where they put them, in the cemetery. Especially when the world's most notorious criminals write the law and you think it's legislation. It's not. They buy the laws, and if the world's most notorious criminals bought your country and your legislation system, then everything they legislate is a crime. Okay? Good will become evil, and evil will become good in time. Then it will become popular, evilish, good stuff. Anyway, look at this. If that's yours, and you sending a bunch of trash to America, because Americans like to buy trash, and they don't know how it fuels into the war and slavery and all the stuff around the planet, and you got that off the coast. Say you got one of them, two of them, three of them. Put billions of dollars worth of trash on those things to go put at the local Walmart and Target so Americans can buy for Christmas. And America shut down. And you got this thing sitting off the coast. All the mid-sized businesses need the tiddlywinks and the cogs and the Coswell cogs and the Spacely sprockets to make their tractors and their boats and the cars and the other trash in the house to sell. And they shipping all that stuff over. If you had that sitting off the coast and America shut down and nobody knew when America was going to open back up, would you leave that sitting off the coast? I'm just going to ask you a question. You're a business person. You need to make money. America is one of the buyers, but America shut down. Would you leave them sitting off the coast, or would you just send it to another nation? Would you just call somebody up and say, hey, listen, America closed right now. Mexico, can you buy some of this trash? Americans, they're not allowed to buy it right now. They're on house arrest. Yeah, they're flipping the currency, but they think it's a virus. They all on house arrest. So y'all want to buy this trash? I'm going to sell this trash to you 80 cents on the dollar. 80 cents on the dollar. You'll probably do that. Why? Because that's business. You're not interested in selling to America. You know, the petrodollar's dead. You don't have to sell crap to America no more, because now you can get your petrol from Saudi Arabia without the dollar. The petrodollar's gone. You can get it from Russia or somebody else, even China. So you're going to send it to Mexico. You're going to send it to Lithuania. You're going to send it to Romania. You can send it anywhere you want to. But you're not going to leave it off the coast. Fact of that is, as many of these things that hit American coast all day long, every day, and this includes Britain, includes Australia too. Somebody should go out to the ocean and take a picture. Y'all go to the beach? I can't tell you to go to the beach because that'll get you thrown off of Facebook for a hate crime. I ain't gonna tell you to go to the beach. If somebody go to the beach, take a picture, tell them you see a line of them things up. If you see a line of those things, then we're gonna be okay. Then we ain't gonna go through a depression because as soon as we open back up, all the supply chain gonna come right in. If you do not see a line of those at the coast, get ready for the greatest depression your behind has ever seen. And your grandmama behind, and your great-great-grandmama behind, and your rusty great-great-great-great-great-grandmama behind. They ain't never seen a depression that's coming this way. Why? Because when you shut down a society that requires its supply chain, those businesses aren't gonna make it. Now, mind you, the businesses are hopeful. They're hopeful, but they're not getting the bailout money. That bailout money is going to the criminals they want to make it on Wall Street. So what will happen when we open back up? Those businesses will open back up. We got to go to work, but we can't buy the cog because the Cogswell went out of business because the supply ship that was coming here, they just rerouted that to another nation. Now, another one's coming. It'll be here in about a month or two. So can y'all hang on with no salary for a month or two? No. And that's when the greatest great depression is going to hit. All right. Which is why they're getting the military out on the streets, because this is coming. This always comes. It worked the first time during the Great Depression. It's going to work even greater now. Okay. There is no normal. Normal's not coming back, not for no 10 damn years unless you want it to come back. You can't stop a capitalist nation that requires growth. There's communism when it wants to be, and socialism when the industries tell it to be, and everything that the monkeys don't want it to be. You can't stop it on a dime and expect to just press a button and restart it. We in big trouble. This is not to make you scared. This is to show you that it is okay to recognize danger and act like you see the danger, than to sit at home and act like, oh, ain't no danger, yeah, okay. They're going to press a button, I'm going to go back to work and the money going to come. No, it's going to pile up. Boom. And things will come back. They'll come back from a ground level. But this is what we need to prepare for. You need to stop being worried about the daggone viruses. But all they're doing is tilling, right? If you can break up the soil, you can kill a lot of things and you can make a lot of money. We were just day traded. That's all that's going on. It's just a currency thing. It is a currency thing. But there are none of those ships off the coast, so you can accept that we are going into the deepness of deep is ever going to take you, which is why you're not allowed to talk too badly about the virus on television. Television, well, the weird thing about television is they don't hide it anymore. Every now and then I'll see a news report, and they'll say right out there, oh, the statistics are fake. Now, this is what we're going to do on the fake statistics. We're going to have a 3-phase shutdown, restart. Even though statistics are fake, and to me, they're just saving face. They don't want to just say, hey, we were wrong. We got played. We thought that these people were on our side. They told us to shut down the country. We screwed everything up. We done made all these homeless and jobless people. We're going to fix it. We're going to restart stuff right away. They're not doing that. That's how I know the greatest great depression is coming. Yeah, they say Hillary, headed to 47 million. I think it's a conservative statistic. I think it's going to be a lot worse than that. People need to plant seeds, put in some perennials. Do not till your ground. Do not till your garden. All you got to do is cut up some of that grass. Leave as little of the grass clippings on the ground as possible. Otherwise, you're going to have a nitrate spike. Put down some compost. Learn how to make compost tea. Get the microbiology in the soil balance. And that's what produces healthy fruits and vegetables. And you'll never have to till. You'll never have to tell. I believe in permaculture. What you're doing is not permanent. You should not be doing it. Right? Economic systems, currency systems, you always got to reset them. They are not sustainable. Every fiat currency has failed. Every fiat currency will fail. And when they fail, thousands of people died. And tens of thousands. Now, who knows how many millions of people are going to die when they reset these world's global currencies. And you do it just to stay in power. You do it to stay in charge, like the farmer. The farmer wants to stay in charge. That's why he has to till. And I know I got till farmer friends. They're not going to like this, but it's just true. We live in an ecosystem. When you abuse the ecosystem, you're going to get warnings that you've abused the ecosystem, and that is your requirement to till. When you got to do that, it means that you're doing something that's unsustainable. Look at that field. Does that look like nature to you? No, that's the farmer wants to control and own everything. Hang on, let me turn this phone off. Otherwise, it's going to sit there and vibrate like that. Y'all going to think I'm farting, think I'm a little gassy. And that's okay. I ain't worried about what you think. I'm too grown. I'm 29 years old. I ain't got no time for what people think about me. That's not sustainable, but the farmer wants to dominate the ecosystem, right? He believes in agribusiness. He does not believe in growing healthy food. He doesn't believe in permaculture and food forests. He believes the criminals on Wall Street who came in there with the nice shiny suits that told him how to farm, which is not how you farm. That's how you make a plant barely alive, where you have to put pesticides on it, vaccines. You have to put things out there to try to keep the plants alive, right? Because to a degree, that's what tilling is. Tilling is you're trying to put a Band-Aid on a problem instead of fix the problem. That's what vaccines are too. You're trying, you're tilling because you're trying to give the plant more energy. You're trying to get more growth out of it because you got a pest problem, which is why you got to use the pesticide. You got all these problems on top of problems on top of problems because you cannot recognize an ecosystem when you see one. Right? Human beings fed healthy food, they don't need shots. Human beings getting healthy food, they don't need medicine. They don't need Walgreens on every corner. They don't need CVS's. They don't need medical industries. They don't need any of that crap. These are all Band-Aids on top of Band-Aids on top of Band-Aids. Oh, somebody said something deep this morning. Who sent me that? Sandra? Sandra sent me a great, oh my gosh, there were so many good things I saw this morning. Woo! And it all fits with no-tilling. It's all a no-till analogy. We come up with unsustainable ideas that violate the laws of ecosystem that are not permanent culture. And so we have to keep resetting things instead of letting things grow in an equal balance because one thing wants to be more prolific over the others, and they just not set up that way. They're sustainable and unsustainable. Everything you do, you want it to be sustainable. No, there was something about about science. Here, let me show you this. Sandra sent me this. Two or three brothers having a good talk about sustainability and science and stuff like that. All that stuff that's not on television. Right? The older the theory, the less modern the science is based on. If you are operating in an industry that's based on a scientific theory from 100 years ago, which is mostly modern medicine, you are not scientific based. You were scientific based at that time. You are not today, right? And that's the greatest flaw in the modern medical industry is that they're not modern. They're based in science that was a long time ago. By the time you take some science and you make it into a product and you build up the factories and you get to selling it and you get on that big trash bars that they send to America and Canada and Australia and all them places in Britain, the science changed. And when the science changes, the problem with profit is you can't change that quick. And that's the problem with for-profit models. When people say the science is settled, like I said, you're not talking to a scientist at that point in time. You are talking to a salesperson, and they're trying to sell you something, and usually it's something that's unsustainable. All right, 30 million filed for unemployment. Oh, is it 30 million now, Micah? See, and this is the thing, and shouldn't be bringing fear in anybody's mind. It's just be an understanding that this is not sustainable. It should be an understanding that bad times are ahead. Why? Because we keep tilling the ground. We can't accept that we're just supposed to be a sustainable thing. You cannot have for-profit industries that are based in saving life, and you can't have a currency model. There's a systemic flaw to what is called currency, and that is it requires slavery. All right. Ooh, how's everyone doing today? Brandy, I'm doing fantastic. How are you doing today? What's going hard? Wait a minute. Was going hard for a laugh, got nothing. Where'd you go for a laugh, Lori? Good morning, Tiana. Good morning, Sandra. Well, doing well. Path ahead is clear. It should be clear, Lori. Back to sustainability. Learn to do things with your hands. Become sustainable. Create a sustainable garden, a sustainable farm where you don't need to go buy pesticides. You don't need gas to till the great big earth. You don't need to do any of the unsustainable things that nobody's done for billions of years when plants grew with mycorrhizae fungi, took over the whole planet and populated the whole thing. Don't do anything that's unsustainable. Science is ecosystem. Good morning, Carolyn. Good morning, Enoch. Did you just say you're a China bot? Yeah, I did say I was a China bot. And that's what I'm going to be very soon, Enoch. And you will be too if you're critical thinking, because they're going to try to get everybody on the Chinese bigoted racism. China did it train. Ain't no different than a Russian train. Same damn thing. Say, you're a China bot. You're a Russian bot. And all of our friends who are like with us fighting, they're fighting. We're not Russian bots. We're just saying what's true. But Russia had nothing to do with the election modification. And plus, elections don't even work anyway. All our friends that are with us on that side, they're on the other side. Nah, some of them ain't going to switch. Some of them, right, they're not going to keep that critical thought. They're going to be on the other side. China did it. China created the Wuhan virus. China, blah, 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 blah. We need to do this. We need to banish them. We need to do some sanctions. We need to, all this. And you know what? I posted it about the sanctions this morning. I was thinking about what sanctions are. Sanctions are an act of war. First of all, sanctions are an act of war, especially when you're violating somebody else's free will. And they do it on a local level here, right? Like, when you go out and vote against your neighbor's free will because you don't like what they do with their grass, or you don't like their ideas about this, that, or the other, or healthcare, or being a steward. When you start taking their rights because you don't like their speech, that sanctions is an act of war. And there's sanctions on this level, but that's like the mini dictator level. Then you got the big level, and it's just like, okay, so you want to keep your rights, but you want to take China's rights because now you're mad at China because the billionaires who own your country tell you that China did it. World peace is all about living a sustainable lifestyle. It's nothing complicated. We were taught world peace is not attainable. It's so hard and difficult. You got to do this, that, and the other. Nah, world peace is just you stop living independency. Popular ideas that promote the prerequisites for war. All the trash on those barges that they ship over here. Ooh, a comet. SETI Institute. Comet 2I. Ooh, comet's coming. Maybe that's why that's part of this. They're going to use a comet to help reset us. I don't know. Our authentic currency is our blood, sweat, and tears. I think that's the only currency that should exist, Amy, is people's creativity, their love, their blood, their sweat, tears. Everything else is cheering for the slave masters who own us, who own those currencies. Let me see. I like big bot. Ooh. Larry says she like big bots, and she cannot lie. So do I. So do I. But we're not going to go there. I got to show you something. I got to show you something. Did y'all see the rice? I'm going to talk about rice for a minute. Did y'all see the rice? Anybody see the rice? The rice example. Like now that people are starting to get on the train that, oh, you know what? We ignored all the real pandemics for a long time now. And there's a lot of people that died, a lot of people that's dying, a lot of people gonna die because we ignored the real pandemics for a long time. So we could play bigoted privilege. I have a house. We're gonna stay under house arrest and people don't even have houses. We're gonna stay bigoted. I'm scared of the virus while other people are dying from cancer and leukemia and everything else. Let me show you the rice example. I got to show you two rices. I got to show you two rices. Rice gonna save the world. Let me show you this. Some of y'all have seen it. I just got to show you a bit and piece of what this brother put together. Ooh, Dell Big Trees today. The High Wire. I think somebody posted that. Make sure you watch Dell Big Tree today. Not that one. Not that one. It's this one. This is what I want to show you. Let me silence it so we don't hear the commercial. Oh, that looks like a good commercial. Hold on. I know I saw some plants. Is that? Hang on. That might be a good commercial. Hold on. Let's see. I'll show you the commercial. If it's got to do with something sustainable, feeding people and stuff, let me put the screen up. Hold on. Maybe we got a good commercial. I don't believe it is because I don't believe any good commercials. I think if you got to sell people on something, if you got to have a commercial, then do something criminal about it. Something about it don't work. All right, let me do that. And I gotta push this down. I don't know. I don't even know what this commercial is, but if I gotta watch it, I think I'm gonna force y'all to watch it too. What is this?
Discovering inventive ways to use less and grow enough.
You know what this is? I've seen this one. Y'all see this one? Oh, this is hilarious. This is the Bayer commercial. This is the Monsanto commercial, how they're going to do more with less. And they're going to feed the world. They're going to take care of you. By poisoning the ecosystem under the earth, by poisoning the mycorrhizae, fungi, the microbiology, and everything that actually makes a plant make a healthy fruit and vegetable. They're going to poison it all, selling pesticides, creating GMO crops to feed the world by destroying the ecosystem. This was hilarious to me.
It's not impossible. It's progress.
It's not impossible. It's Harkonnen progress. Oh, you see all that field right there? That field gonna kill you. Nah, that field's gonna be healthy and delicious and nutritious. I forgot that we are on YouTube and Facebook. And you have to go with the unscience. The science is settled. GMO crops produce more food. No, actually, microbiology creates more food. And healthier and more nutrient.
We already know that the name of the game for CIA infiltrated Operation Mockingbird fake stream
80,000 grains of rice. Okay, so this is about 3 pounds of rice here. So I'm going to have this represent the global population of roughly 8 billion. Okay, so we're going to try to do some math here. We're going to try to put things in perspective. Here we go. Every year, 16 million people die from cardiovascular disease. That's 160 grains of rice. From diarrhea, 16 million.
I think he meant 1.6 million, but you get the point.
Car accidents, 1.2 million. So over 3,000 people die every day from car accidents. Suicide, 800,000. All right, now the big one. The one that made us shut down the entire global economy. The one that is affecting all of us, where we have lockdowns and, we've got all these things going on. People getting arrested for playing baseball with their kids over at the park. This is the big one. The one that we all have to be afraid of. One. Okay, so this giant pile of rice here, the one that represents the global population of 8 billion people, all have to be put on lockdown. All have to have their rights taken away because of that 1 grain of rice.
And
The one. You know how sick that is? Do you know how mentally ill, apathetically foul that is, that we ignored all of those people who have real pandemics, from child abuse to domestic violence to cancer, leukemia, all the car accidents, like the real things that people die from that we could actually spend real resources and problems trying to do. No angry faces. I used to love the angry faces. Don't do the angry faces. Why? Because that brings the trolls. We can't have a conversation if the trolls are here. So let's do hearts and likes and stuff like that. We can't do angry faces. It's my fault. I thought they were funny, but apparently when you do the angry faces, that gets the attention, the attention of our family and friends who like to report posts and try to create problems. So it's sick. It's sick. And I know you want to do the angry face. It's sick. And so do I. And I'm not actually laughing on this one. I don't know, Christine, how I can laugh to other things. I think I see the ridiculousness and stuff that we do. But the problem is we all know somebody with cancer. We all know somebody with cardiovascular disease. We all know people on statin drugs. We all know people being abused. We all know kids taken by foster care or whatever. We all know all the real problems that we have. We all know the kids we suspect of being abused, the kids that don't act right when they're around people, act too shy, and their parents seem like they're good people. All for the one. See that one little grain of rice right there? The one. I can show you another rice example. I can't spend too much time on that because, unfortunately, I've been to a lot of the funerals. And when you go to enough of those funerals, it puts you in a certain kind of way. I try to keep a certain demeanor about myself. We already have enough fear-mongering, depression, and all of that. So I got to show you one more. Here's another great one. This represents...
What's up, guys? It's Rob Rast here, and I've got my new bag of fresh, clean tees here. I'm super excited about this. As you see, my clothes, no logos, anything like that. Super simple. These guys have got it going on, so let's see what we got in this bag right here.
Bag, man. T-shirts. No.
In my last video, I counted 10,000.
No, I'm not even gonna get started. I'm not even gonna get started on T-shirts. That was on the boat, the trash. All that trash comes from China. Americans don't make T-shirts. That's all that trash. That comes from slaves. Hang on a second. I gotta show you a different screen. This is another rice example. Another rice example. The ridiculousness, the disaster capital. Everybody wants to know, well, why? Well, we actually have a very unsustainable world, and as long as we have an unsustainable world, lockdowns and resets and tilling always have to happen.
1,000 grains of rice, where each grain of rice was $100,000. And that was to show you the scale of $1 billion. Well, a lot of you guys asked me, well, how much does Amazon CEO Jeff Bezos have in terms of rice? So that was my mission. I went to Target, I bought a digital food scale, I came home, and then I weighed the rice that was worth $1 billion from earlier. I did the math in my head, and I went to Costco. I got the rice, I brought it home, and once I brought it home, I went to work. I also want to say that I have 5 families that are going to take this unused rice, so it's totally not wasteful. Okay, so the moment you've been waiting for, 100K, 1 million, 1 billion, Jeff Bezos has 122 of these, or 58 pounds of rice. If each grain of rice was 100K. Like, look how big this is, guys. I'm gonna show you the scale here. I'm gonna put a keyboard in just for fun. Look how deep that goes. That's insane. This is Jeff Bezos' new house that's $145 million in LA. And then, oh my God.
How does that make you feel? And what do you think about when you see that? This is what I'm talking about. That we have real problems.
New house that's $145 million.
We have real problems.
Like,
and the biggest problem is most people are hiding from something that's not even real. This is why they reset things, and this is how they reset things. You think somebody with a pile of rice that big, and he's a little billionaire among the billions, and the families that are trillionaires couldn't do the things that they do on a global scale? Of course they could. Right? This is the world we have, and this is why the main trucks on the road right now, the Amazon trucks. It's not the poor people trucks, not the poor people trying to feed mom and dad and take care of their little kids, pay their mortgage, to live in this unsustainable world because they were given debt at birth. It's that multi-billionaires vans. Anybody who has a Amazon Prime account, I don't understand. So we just did that. We just did the big trash truck, right? The big trash ship coming into the United States. If you have a lifestyle that's based in war, if you have a lifestyle that's based in imbalance, if you have a lifestyle that's based in billionaires' privilege and trillionaires' privilege, war will always exist. Right? Violence is a part of an ecosystem that's trying to restabilize. You can't have that much rice with one person and all the other people on the planet need rice. I think our problems are very easy to solve. I just don't think we think about them the right way, right? And then after a while, in order to increase that pile, to make it even bigger, they have to shut down the currencies and flip the currencies to get the dumb people who accept the fact that they don't have but 2, maybe half a grain of rice, that somebody have this much grain of rice, because they're convinced that one day they're going to have that, and you should know that that is not even physiologically possible. We all have the same problem in common, and it usually goes back to our lack of understanding of how unsustainable an ecosystem is that you got to till on a regular basis. Africa is fighting back. Are they, Jimmy T? What are they doing? Is that a news report? Should I click on that? Break my damn heart, especially because of the children, and my anger is passion. Yeah, I see you, Enoch. I see you. I hear you. Oh, I am too. You know what? Long time ago, when I first started thinking about truthful things, when I first got broke into politics, when I first started doing critical thought, I was in children's rights, Enoch, and I couldn't last. Because I was indoctrinated to believe that politicians were there to help. I was indoctrinated to believe that my nation was a good nation. I was indoctrinated to believe that we love children at our very core. We always try to do the right thing. And I found out something very different. I started reading the laws, and once I read the laws and I saw what happened to children from the laws being written that the politicians don't read, I understood why they don't read the laws. The particular case I was on, Enoch, was the one in, I think it was Texas, where the boyfriend or stepfather, I forgot who he was, he put the child in the microwave, turned the microwave on for like 30 seconds, and the child lived. Obviously not well. I fell into depression after that, Enoch. I was done. I couldn't do it. I just, because, and this is why I think a lot of people can't watch us and talk with us, and they ignore our posts, because when they really realize that they're not a part of the good guys, they're not on the good guy. There is no good guys in a land where corporations actually own the country, billionaires, trillionaires, people we don't even know, and the world's most notorious criminals write the legislation because we got the military and the police state to get behind it. That's why they can't do it, because it makes you depressed. Right? I dealt with it, Enoch. I stepped away. I remember the day. I was not, man, where was I? I was on the porch. I was 30 feet in that direction. I just remember at that point, I closed my laptop and I just started weeping. There was nothing I could do. I was done. I couldn't look at any child protective services cases. I couldn't look at any children's rights, anything. I couldn't do anything for like a couple months. I fell into major depression because I believe, right? Sometimes I think you got to go through that. And so I went through that and I came out on the other side and I said, okay, I get it now. I get it. It's on. Right? It's on. Like at that point, I realized that this is a war. This is not stupid, just ignorant people. This is a war. This is a war. This is a spiritual thing because there isn't a politician alive as a human being that could write legislation that allowed children to be separated from their parents, end up in some sort of a foster care situation or one parent and have somebody else put it in a microwave. It's a war. It's a war. You know, and that's the scripture, right? There'll be rumors of wars in the last day, but it's good to go through things, but you got to be a real person. But you also got to start looking at the world for how it is instead of how you want it to be or how you're indoctrinated to believe it is. That's the only way. That's the only passion to get you to change the world. And so Enoch, and I spent 5 minutes on that one right there. I just wanted to reply to you. Enoch was the one doing the angry faces because that brother got real passionate. Or sister. I don't know. You brother, sister. I don't even know. Enoch, it went to space and then came back down. That was a spiritual thing. When you finally make your decision that you're in the fight, it's over there. It's over. You're right. Spiritual warfare. At that point, it's over. And that's why you can't do nothing to me. That's why I'm just like, yeah, this train is headed to somewhere and y'all can take me off anytime you want. But as long as I'm on here, I'm going to do what I want to do. I'm going to live free and I'm going to speak for what I'm going to speak because enough kids have paid the price and I looked the other way for long enough. I ain't looking the other way no more. Right? Besides the fact I'm not really alive, you can't kill me. All you can do is throw me in prison or kill me, and I'm not worried about that. It's nothing worse than what these children face. That child who sat in their microwave for 30 minutes under United States legislation, under the social engineering that they did, and the politicians still ain't doing anything about it. Nah, that child felt more pain in 30 seconds than I'll feel for 30 years in prison, so I'll gladly go. But you ain't gonna get me to prison. So see, this is why I had to stop. This is why I can't do it. I gotta laugh. I can't do it. I can't do it because I'm gonna get upset. And when I get upset, I say things that get me put in jail. Anyway, the point is once you find real passion and you pick a real team, not a fake team, not a frame, you pick a real team. You realize this is a war. This isn't a game. This isn't politics. This isn't parlor tricks. This isn't Democrats versus Republicans. It's not white versus black. It's not Christians versus Muslims. It literally is the forces of some sort of darkness that I don't understand. And it's enveloped in all the groups, all of them, all the races, all the nations that don't even exist, right? And so it's a dark thing that we fight. It's a spiritual fight. But you got to either get in the game or keep playing the game. And just, Enoch, I'm done playing the game. That's all. I'm not playing the game. This is real passion. This is not play. This is passion. This is not play. That's why people are like, oh, but you're so dramatic. You can get violent. Oh, I can. I'm not. I can. Right? Because I care about children more than I care about myself. I'm an adult. That's what you're supposed to do. When people are dying, you're supposed to stop playing games. It's okay to be wrong about the pandemic. It's okay. I was wrong about everything before I started waking up and listening to my crazy friends. It's okay to be wrong. That's what an adult is. Like, damn it, I get it now. I was wrong. Why is the news still talking about a 0.01, 0.03% death pandemic and we got real people dying? Why are we still on shutdown? That should tell you that things are not what they appear to be. And then you got to act on it. So there's children hiding under the covers, and then there's people who are being real. And I'll run with real people all day. I'll run with 20, how many people here? 31 over here, and maybe 10 or so on YouTube. I'll run with real people all day, 40, 50 of them. Then running with 400, 500, 5 million fakers, faking the funk, while people are failing at life. All right. Anyway, I believe in the ecosystem. And where we are is they're just tilling the planet. They're constantly tilling. They have an unsustainable world. They don't want to be permanent cultured. Permanent culture means that everybody gets their own free will. This is what the gods told everybody. All right, anyway. Yeah, but COVID analogy, we all need to quit driving forever by noon. Yeah, but COVID analogy. We all need to quit driving forever by noon. I'm not sure, Robert, if you were replying to somebody else or not. I know that they're trying to play this game where they're trying to say you got to get your vaccine, you won't get a driver's license, you got to do this or do that, you won't get a business license, and, you know, and they're trying to do stuff like that. It's 1984. Right? They're trying to take us into 1980. Everything is about control. You can't keep tilling the earth unsustainably and people are slowly waking up. So you got to make sure you have a military lockdown. You got to have the ability to shut people down or break their ability to participate in the economy unless they agree to the synthetic living, a synthetic style of living, the unscience that the medical industry is based in. I'm recommending you boil all your water and or Berkeley. Yeah, Brenda, it's a good idea. It is a good idea to be sustained. Once again, that's just about being strong, right? And this is the world that I go through, Brenda, is I find places I'm unsustainable where I'm weak and I try to strengthen them. It's like when you have a weak muscle, what do? You're supposed to exercise that muscle, work on that muscle because your body needs all your muscles. You build it up. I found out in this lockdown, Brenda, that I'm unsustainable, that I still need these big corporations for a few things. And now I know where my weak spots are. And that's the greatest thing about this shutdown, is it showed me where I'm still unsustainable. So absolutely, you should get a Berkeley filter. You should also learn how to filter water. You should also learn how to dig a well. It is actually very easy to dig a well. Everybody used to dig wells before we became so unsustainably dependent on the world's most notorious criminals in this infrastructure of an unsociety, right? Digging a well is easy. There are videos on YouTube to show you how to do it with just pressure water and PVC pipe, and let the water dig the well for you. There's a lot of ways to dig well. You can get water, you know, but a person doesn't have water, you can only go 3 days. Person without food, you can go 60 days. The most important thing is water. Should be ashamed of themselves. They should be, Enoch, but they're not, because the politicians don't read the laws. They don't read the laws. That's what got to me. They're not ashamed of themselves. They know the game. They're doing a job, and they're kind of no different than us in a certain way. I mean, they participate. Some participate more than others. Others follow orders more than others, but we all follow orders. We're all the order followers. So it is gross and it's sick, but we can't do anything about it until we all come on one accord. Until we all come to one accord, it's useless pointing the fingers at the politics, which is why I don't point the fingers at them. The problem is the system. It is gross. Speaking the truth, let me see, I can bring that a little closer. Who's that? Brother Randy, good morning. Speaking the truth with a lie for a backdrop seems contradictory at best. If we refuse to acknowledge our senses, and let me see, click on that more. If we refuse to acknowledge our senses and what they perceive, we will remain easily deceived. So long as you dispute the horizon and choose baseless assertions over our own God-given senses, we will remain easily deceived. Absolutely, Brother Randy. I'm going to try to say that kind of in a different way. Truth is from within. We don't have to go without to find the truth. Whatever God is inside of everybody. The creator, whoever it is, tagged everybody like a painter tags graffiti in the city. How China tags all the trash they send over here, says made in China. Whatever creators are, creators like to take credit for it. Painters do the same thing, musicians do the same thing. The truth is from within, right? And a lot of times, I gotta say it another way. What was this thing I saw, Randy? I saw something about being woke. I never liked this woke. I don't like the woke. I don't like the idea of wake, and I don't like the idea of wake AF. I don't like none of that. I like awareness. Right. If you are aware that nobody will ever be woke, then you know what you have to do. We live in a world that's based in secrecy. And I don't think you have to actually see what is actually in the horizon to know that we can't actually see what's in the horizon. I don't think we need to know what's behind the wizard's curtain to know that there's a wizard and there's a curtain and something behind that curtain is not in our best interest. Right? And I think people who seek the truth, they seek to know, but they probably know that they never really do know. I think Brother Michael Mendoza posted something this morning. He said, he posted a bunch of stuff. He posted a lot of great stuff. Something to the effect of, what is going on or why. Some of the effect of what is going on. I'll just leave it that way. And my response to him is we really don't know what's going on. We all got our theories, but we really don't know. What we do know is this is not a sustainable direction. This isn't permaculture, it's not sustainability, and what's really going on is not in our best interest. And the thing that's actually going on, only DARPA knows. We don't know, and I'm not in DARPA, so how would I know? Only they know the highest technology and the real stuff that we have. We don't know that's what it was, what they can do with our DNA. Right, because some people are saying they just want to harvest our DNA, and that's what the shots are for, where, you know, how they had the police grabbing DNA and stuff like that. We don't know why they want our DNA. DARPA knows, and DARPA says that they shouldn't have this secret. That's why you have the scientists in DARPA who are trying to say we shouldn't exist anymore, and if we do, we can't exist on a Cold War footing, that we need to change our mission statement. But whatever's going on, they're not going to tell us for 40 years. They're not going to tell us for 40 years. We know, and that's if anybody's left. That's if anybody's left but microbiology in that field that farmers out there plowing. Nobody's going to be left in 40 years. And if somebody's left, they're going to tell us what they were doing today and why they wanted our DNA today. And that's not sustainable if you are like a peon, if you're a citizen, a serf. Air is the most important. Can't live without 5 minutes of air. That's a good point, Susan Jewell. It is. Can't live 60 days without food, 3 days with water, and if you can live 5 minutes without air, but that's a great American, Susan, can hold their breath for 5 minutes. I don't know anybody. I know about one person that can do that. You might get me for about 60 seconds, and I'm gone. The Americans lose wind just getting out the sofa. We just get out that lazy boy, go there and make a sandwich in the kitchen. So air is important. So if we ever find that somebody's poisoning the air, that's not permaculture. It's not permaculture to have these nuclear facilities with all that poison air coming out the top, the steam, and say, oh, it's just steam. Oh yeah? Oh yeah, I don't live too far from a nuclear power plant, Susan. In fact, you ain't too far anyway. You were downstream, actually, come to think of it. You getting some of that delicious nuclear fresh steam that's coming out that's cooling the reactor. I always thought about that. And I drive past, I look at that, and I was like, oh my goodness, just look at that massive reactor and all that steam coming out. So if that's just steam, how about we do the Monsanto test? Remember the Bayer Monsanto test? Where the guy took the glyphosate and said, oh, you can drink it, just tastes like water, it's just water. And they put the cup in front of him, the CEO. Well, no, he was, who was he? He was a spokesman for them. He wasn't actually on the board, he was a spokesman. No, they're saying it correctly. And he refused to drink the glyphosate. So, oh, but you've been telling farmers that this is water and you could drink it just like water. He would not drink it. So, all right, so the nuclear power plants, let's do some condensation tests. Let's collect some of that steam that we're all breathing in and put into a cup of water and let you drink it. If you're willing to do that, then I'm willing to let you stick around. How about that? I believe in measurable results. I believe in tests. If you say it, then let's see you do it. If you can spew the funk, then let's make it funky and see how you like it. I believe in measurable results. I don't trust nobody, and damn sure ain't never gonna trust no corporations. Damn sure ain't never gonna trust no global for-profit corporations that are trying to help everybody with their health. That's not their job. Anyway, a lot of people need to get angry, but they're too comfortably numb. They make people numb. I think, Courtney, some people are numb because they're ignorant, but I think most people are numb because they just don't want to accept the ugliness of the real world. That's why. I think people, they embrace their numbness and they duck and dodge or post because they know that they got to go through that angry phase, the depression phase, that they were lied to phase. They built a lifestyle that was a lie. They had a religion that was a lie. They were raising kids on lies. They sent them to college on some lies. Now they got some jobs that's a lie, and they don't want to admit that, you know what, I was lied to and I was played. A lot of people don't want to admit that. It's beautiful on the other side for anybody who's on that cliff. I would say go ahead and jump off of it. And your kids will trust and respect you more. Your nieces and nephews will respect you more in the future, because in the future, you're going to prove to be right, and they're going to be proved to be wrong. Because every time they need to till to reset the unsustainable currencies, everything they need to till, and tilling as an analogy is like war also, right? It's like blowing up countries and stealing their resources. They're always constantly killing off people to keep a select few profiting off an entire ecosystem that requires balance. Which is why I'm not going to till this year. I wanted to till. I was going to. I wanted to embrace my ignorance so bad, and I knew better. And I tried to lie to myself, Courtney, which is why I come on here and I'll be honest. I wanted to till so bad. I went and bought the hoe, and I'm not going to till because I know it's unsustainable. I know it's me trying to tell nature what it's going to do. Wherein I'm not making healthy fruits. You're not making healthy fruits and vegetables if you're killing off the ecosystem. You'll get a boost in production, but then you got to till again. Instead of just waiting over the long term until things reestablish the microbiology that's always grown the food since the very beginning. All right, man. That's just heartbreaking. It is heartbreaking, Trisha. That's why people don't look at it. You know? Depression is a result of fear. It is. It's fear of change. That's why I was depressed, Jeannie. I was fearful. I had to change. I was raised to be a certain way. Once I saw the reality of it, I was like, wow, yeah, this is it. And I didn't even understand it then, Jeannie. I didn't even understand. Then I was like, wow, these people are evil. Nowadays, I'm just like, oh, these people are employees of a corporation. Okay, so I get it. So now it's like we evolve over time. But I think we stop evolving when we have fear. You know, and depressions are organic. You're supposed to go, especially if you're born in a nation that's got the crime rate that it does. You're born in a nation where poor people got to rob and steal to have a place to sleep and some food to eat. Yeah, you're supposed to go through a depression. Why? Because you have to have fear in the fact that you've been taught a lie your entire life. Children suffering is the hardest thing to see. It is, Christine. It's the hardest thing for me. I think it's the hardest thing for most humans to see, which is that whole analogy, this whole 2020 thing where people are like lining up to vote for the next war criminal. You know, it's just like looking at a job, an ad in the paper. They're still trying, you know, I looked into that JFK Jr. stuff the other day, and apparently it's the whole, that's mostly a right thing where JFK Jr. is still alive. He's going to run with Trump, blah, 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 blah. I'm not sure that I believe it. I don't deny it because what do I ever even know? But they get them on that saving children narrative too. It's the hardest thing to see. And I try to be a principled person best that I can, Christine. Right? If you're hurting children, then you can't do it. Right? If you're hurting children, then you can't do it. It doesn't matter who it is. It doesn't matter what political party it is. It doesn't matter what nation it is. It doesn't matter what bank it is. If you're hurting children, you shouldn't be doing it. And I'm afraid that we have too many people who don't want to step up to that level. And to me, the problem with saying step up to that level is that's a default. That's a default. You're born with this ability to have tears on your face when you see something bad happen to a child. That has to be turned off at birth, and you got to get people to accept that it's okay to do it when we do it. It's not okay to accept it when other people do it. It's unsustainable, right? That's not permanent culture. That's not permaculture. That's just waiting for another collapse, waiting for another till, because eventually the people on the other side and whose kids you're killing to steal their resources or do whatever stupid thing that you're up to, these corporations are, eventually they're going to rise up and it's going to be more war. They want you depressed and on drugs, seeking fulfillment and buying BS you don't need. Yeah, they do know, Cliff. That's how the system works, and they make profit doing it. Yep, spiritual warfare. Ultimately, good versus evil. I think it always is, Lori. I just don't like the name good and evil. I like what somebody said. I think Anthony came up with sustainable and unsustainable. I just like that because it fits in with that model of what I think God is. It's this big sustainable creature that likes sustainability. It likes equality and sustainability and balance. It likes your soil to be balanced with the nematodes and the protozoa and the bacteria and the fungi, and they all work together in a balance. None is profiting, none is doing too good. There are no billionaires and no millionaires and no trillionaires and no big businesses. Everything just is balanced, and it looks chaotic, but it's not chaotic, right? It works together and it creates the perfect plant with the perfect fruit that's neutrally dense because they all work together. Right, you got the nematodes, and you hear the word nematode, you're like, oh, it's a bad thing, it's a garden pest. No, it's not. Shut up. Slow down. Let's talk about the science. No, you got nematodes that are root feeders, nematodes that are nematode feeders, and other nematodes that get food from bacteria. And they all work together and they balance out. Some are good, some are bad. Some are probiotic, some are not so much, right? And so this is where the whole philosophy of no-till comes from. If you don't disturb the earth becomes balanced. When the earth becomes balanced, the plants grow the way they're supposed to. When the plants grow the way they're supposed to, and that got that relationship with the mycorrhizae fungi, then great things happen. But the problem with dirt is we can't see beneath it, right? The problem with Democrats and Republicans and currency is you can't see beneath the bull shizzle. You can't see behind the curtain. So you got to look for the indicators, right? And so you look at the plant. And when the plant is doing bad, it off gases, and it basically caused what are called garden pests to come eat it, right? Because it's unsustainable. It's growing in a bad spot you can't see. So you got to look for the indicators. If you got crops that aren't doing well, it means you're planting something in a bad spot. It means you're doing the wrong thing with the soil. It means you're driving a big tractor on the soil and you're compacting the soil. You're doing something that's unsustainable, and nature is sending a garden pest to eat the plant, but really it's a garbage collector. It comes to eat up the garbage, so no human being on the planet will eat fruits from that plant because it's a horrible plant growing in a bad place, because it doesn't have that mycorrhizae fungi relationship with all the other soil microbes, the soil food web that creates a healthy plant. And it's the same thing with a society, which is why I love the example, right? When you got suicide, you got poor people, when you got, once again, white nationalists, KKK, Black Panthers, Bloods, Crips, you got children who feel it's a good idea to go into an employment of taking up a gun and shooting other people or burning crosses. That means you got an ecosystem problem. That means your soil ain't right. That is a side effect. It's not something to attack. It's a side effect. It's an effect to show you that your society does not work. You have changes to make, and it's not hiring police. It's not building more prisons. It's looking at the ecosystems, looking at the soil, and finding out what you're doing wrong and trying to do it right. So yeah, it's side effect, but people like to attack the side effect. They like to make a demon out of something that's not the demon. The whole virus thing, which I still haven't posted, I'm still working on it, but it's springtime. I got a lot of work to do, so I haven't been able to finish it. It's just like there are people who, they built entire models of fighting viruses, fighting bacteria, fighting biotics. And we are biotics. We are biological. All the bacteria works together with everything else with the viruses, and it creates amazing functionality in the human body. But they already have industries and groups that are set up, and their profit model is fighting something that they don't understand. Nobody on the planet understands virus. I'm not going to tell you I understand a virus. I'm going to tell you I understand what it's not. I can tell you that. I can tell you it's kind of like the nematodes. Well, you should not be fighting all of them. There might be some in the future supposed to be fighting, but until we figure out who is good and bad, which nematodes are beneficial, which are not, which viruses are beneficial, which are not, which are the ones that have functionality we need, which are not, until we have that, you cannot be hubris enough to walk into somebody's house with the word force to force your technology in them because you can make profit doing it. No big trees coming on today. You need to watch the professionals explain to you why we can't embrace hubris. The minute you said force, it was wrong. The minute you said force, it was wrong. The minute you said force, it was a violation. It's sin, it's a crime. You cannot force anything on anybody, especially something that you don't know. I'll fight to death for my grandchildren and for all the children. And Desiree, that's why you're a human being. It's a very human thing to say. Right? That's the only reason that we're here. We're bigger, we're stronger, we're supposed to be wiser, we're older. Most of us have been on the planet 29 years more than the babies being born today. And if we've been on the planet 29 years than the babies being born today, then we should utilize that for the babies being born today. Absolutely, absolutely. It's a default thing. It is a default thing of a human to stand up for the weaker person. Absolutely, or the newer one. You're touching upon the exact origins of the Dust Bowl. Oh, Beaufort. See, now he's just bringing history to you. He's bringing history to you, right? There's a reason. There's a reason why, right? There's a reason why they got to tell, right? Because you start knocking down, you see any trees in that distance? You don't see no trees. It's unsustainable, right? You need trees. You need a food forest. You need an ecosystem. And if not, the Dust Bowl is going to happen. The wind's going to come because the wind always comes. It's a part of the sustainable organic ecosystem. And it's going to blow all your dust away. And your dust at that point is dirt. It's not soil. There's no microbiology in it. What is dirt? Dirt is sand, silt, and clay, or sand, or just silt, or just clay. No biological life. And it blows it right away. You know, I got a place down the street here, Bo, called Lancaster, Pennsylvania. And as I was driving out yesterday, going to Lancaster, Pennsylvania, I went past a nuclear power plant, which is why that analogy's in my head. I was reminded, I know a lot of politicians. I know a lot of them. Part of the reason I don't believe in politics is because I know the politicians. I know what they tell me off the record. One of them told me, said, you know, that one of the worst polluted areas in the world, or in the United States, is Lancaster, Pennsylvania. I was like, how does that make any damn sense? Lancaster, Pennsylvania, Bo, is where the Amish are, the Mennonite communities, where people that go out there and drive out there. The New Yorkers come down and go out there to get fresh air, to get out in nature, and be around the farms. Ooh, I can feel the fresh air. Breathe it in. But science is a pesky little bastard, Bo. It'll come in and tell you something true. So not only from the Dust Bowl does you knocking down all the trees allow the dust to blow out, but apparently if you're in a low-lying population area and you cut down all the trees to put up farms, it lets the pollution blow in. So Lancaster, Pennsylvania is one of the lowest lying areas in the area. In New York City, it's like 150 miles, well, it's like 70 miles away. It's not close, but it's lower lying than New York. So guess what happens? All the pollution from New York comes along the mountain trails like a river. It comes along the valleys and ducks and move down, trying to find the lowest area, because that's what particles in the air do that are low, heavier than air. Then they just find the lowest area. And so the most rural area with all the farms, where all the food in the area comes from, where all the Amish live, the most polluted land, it's in the top 10 now. And the politician told me that a while ago, and I was telling people like, yeah, no, it's in the top 10. They didn't release the data. He told me ahead of time. Say, oh, it's in the top 10 of the most polluted places in the United States. And you can't even see it. You wouldn't even guess it, Bo. You get down there, it's fresh air. You see all the farmers, farmland. Wow. Listen, that's a good example of how everything's interconnected. Everybody's related, everything's interconnected. You cannot push here without it pushing back. You create a polluted New York City and you think it's okay because you live out in Lancaster, PA, so you're okay with your corrupt political whatever you got going on in New York, polluting the air, the brake pad dust, whatever. Oh, it's gonna come find you. You can't violate anybody or anything without coming to find you, because we're all interconnected and it's all related. You cannot run away from yourself. As I was singing as we began on this Bob Marley song. You're running and you're running and you're running away, but you can't run away from yourself and you can't run away from your sins. If you have build a society that's based in violence and pretending that the violent people are the bad people and we didn't create them, it's going to eventually come home to you. The chickens always come home to roost, and one day, hopefully, we're going to figure that out. Let me see. We got Brenda called to complain to. I told them to come next November. You will remember this conversation. Uh-oh, Brenda threatened somebody. What are you threatening? They were from outside the state, and there's a, wait a minute. There it is. As thick as pea suit, cloud cover today, and the jets just keep coming, tearing around up there and above it. I don't know if y'all was reading Brenda. I didn't see the top comment, so I'm not sure what we're talking about. City sent them straight behind my house 10 minutes after I planted my peas yesterday, then back again today. Soon as I watered, I had a video to keep them from digging up the poppies. And the rhubarb. Oh no, Brenda, somebody digging up your rhubarb? Hell no, that's a crime. That's a whole no. See, I don't believe in that. I don't believe. Is she singing a song, Jasmine? Wait a minute. I'm just missing out on everything. I will say this, Brenda Fallows, if you live on land, you live on an ecosystem, nobody can come on your ecosystem. Nobody else can eco in your system. If you're there and it sounds like you're supporting the ecosystem, you're ecoing in the system and you're stewarding, you're putting in rhubarbs and you're taking care of the land, then nobody has a right to come in and destroy and disturb that land. Sounds like somebody sent the city out there to do some destruction. And to me, that's a violation. That's why I don't believe in the system, right? If you don't actually own the land that you're on, well, not own, steward. I don't like the word own. I like steward, right? We have an ecosystem. We're supposed to be stewards, taking care of the land and taking care of the people around us. Nobody has a right to come on the land that you're stewarding and modify anything. Not no city, not no Romans, not no Babylon, not no federal, nothing. There's no eminent domain. The elite, the people who have the most jewels and the gold, who print the currencies, they have no ownership, no eminent domain. I completely disagree with all that. And that's probably why I don't vote right now at this moment in time, Brenda, because people messing with your rhubarb. I just got me some rhubarb yesterday, girl. I'm going to try to get my rhubarb going. I love rhubarb for a lot of reasons. One, to make that big old leaf, and you can make dookie pie with it. That's right. It's called dookie pie. Once, Brenda, I ate a rhubarb pie because somebody felt that I was probably full of doo-doo, full of poop. And I ate the pie because I married his daughter, but that's another whole discussion. Oh, it was spewing out. It was coming out. But I love rhubarb because I'm going to make somebody some poo-poo pie. But also, you know, it's a perennial here. You got to maintain the ecosystem during the off years. You can't have all annuals. You got to have some perennials. So I got me some rhubarb yesterday. Ain't nobody going to dig that up. It's going to be some battling, fighting, and consequences. A few things you ain't gonna mess with in my life. You ain't gonna mess with no kids around me. You ain't gonna mess with no women around me. And you ain't damn sure messing with my garden. That ain't never gonna happen. That's when I get off of this bus. I ride the bus with y'all. I will ride psychopathic bus, and we can sing songs and have central banking and criminal corporations pretending to be governments. But the minute I'm getting off that bus, when y'all start hurting people, I ain't supposed to be on the bus with you singing songs no more. We ain't going to camp. I'll be on the bus till y'all come over here, till y'all start inflicting what they did in the UK and what they had here. Obama and Trump backed them up with this whole NDAA that they own everything. Y'all don't own everything. Y'all own everything up to the ends of my yard. Long as I'm alive, because if you feel that you own some of this, then you need to go ahead and send me to that next dimension, because that's exactly how I make you famous. How did Billy say it? Billy the Kid, oh, I make you famous. We're gonna go on CNN. No, I'm not here to play with y'all. I'm on the bus. I'm not in your Girl Scout group. I might be on the bus. I'm not a Babylonian. I might be in Rome. I'm not one of the Romans. Somebody got to let a barbarian on the bus, and I'm on the bus with y'all for the minute. But the minute you show up and you violate something, oh no. That's why I told the sister the other day. I said, you got to set your limits. You got to set your limits. Otherwise, they're going to keep pushing. They ain't going to never have no limits. Ooh, I got to show you something. Ain't never going to have no limits if you don't set your, I got my limits, and I make them publicly known, right? Let me show you this. Who made this? Somebody made this meme. Brother Herb Moore made this. This is spot on. I forgot the name of this movie. Well, I don't know if he made the meme. He posted the meme, so I'm trying to give him credit for it. Right here. I remember this right here. What was the name of this show? Falling Down. The name of the movie was Falling Down, I think. I forgot the actor's name because I don't know the entertainer's name. I don't mess with Hollywood too much. But, you know, he said it's never a virus. It's all about seeing how far they can push you before you push back. And what will a bully do? What will a bully do? This is why it's weird that we have anti-bullying legislation in this nation. Because this is all just about seeing how far they can push you. Everything's a test, and they're always out there to test you. They just want to see how far they can abuse you, right? Like, what does an abusive man do to his girlfriend or his wife? He just wants to see how far he can push you. That's all. Anybody trapped in an abusive relationship, he just wants to come home, see if he can call you all kind of B words and whatever. And if he can call you that, then maybe he can throw a pot at you. And if he can do that, maybe he can slap you. And if you let him get away with that, then maybe he can think he can punch you. You let him get away with that, then he can abuse you. Let him get away with that. And that's why y'all remember them bamboo earrings? Y'all need to watch them. Y'all women, I'm trying to tell you, there's a reason why kitchens have spatulas and heavier pans. There's a reason why Al Grits found what high grits feel like, all right? There's all the abusers want, all the bullies want is want to see how far they can push you. That's all. They want to see how far they're going to let you go, because everything's about the collection of energy, right? I don't look at abusers and bullies as bad people. I just look at them as people who just get away with a lot, and we let them get away with a lot. That's what I'm saying. That's why I know when I'm going to get off the bus. I already got you show up to the door. You got some synthetic monkey nuts or tissue or something that you done made something called a vaccine. You want to spray it in me? Oh, no. You're not putting that in me. No. I ain't seen them monkey balls. Nope. I went to the zoo when I was a child, and I seen the monkey pee on the side of the cage. Say, oh, no, because I got them things, too, and they don't smell fresh. When I'm out playing with my friends, I ain't going nowhere around no monkey nuts because they don't shower every day. And you go ahead and make something and try to inject me with it. That's going to be the day I'm going to get off the bus. That's the day I'm going to fall down. Is that the name of the movie? I'm going to have to rewatch that. Yeah, Michael Douglas. What's the name of the movie? It's Falling Down? Sometimes you got to fall down. Somebody try to put some monkey nuts in. No, you got to fall down. No, that man feel like he can push you around. You're going to have to fall down. Somebody feel like they can talk about, oh, you're going to have to fall down. If you don't never fall down, you ain't never going to get up. I love this right. Yeah, it's called falling down. Thank you. All right, it's called falling down. Yeah, because no, you got to have your limits. I got my limits. I have my limits, and I'm going to let you know exactly what they are. You show up on my property, yep, ain't even my property. I'm just stewarding the ecosystem. But you show up here, you think you got rights to do what you're going to do, that's when I'm going to go ahead and get off the bus. Yeah, it's been nice. Nice was riding on the train. We done sung the S'mores song. We done sung some Sesame Street songs. We played America long enough. Now I'm going to go ahead and get off the bus. That's what passion will do to you. That's exactly what it'll do to you. It'll break you. It'll break you. And it's supposed to. Then you're supposed to do the organic thing. And that's why these kids join these gangs, because they decide they want to go and get off the bus. That's why you got white nationalists. They decide they don't want to be on the poor bus no more. They're going to try to find a wealthier bus to get on. And until we realize the problem is the bus and the bus driver, and we start going after the bus driver who actually architected the system, we ain't gonna make it. All right. Let me see. I'm gonna have to get out of here soon. I got some growing to do, y'all. It's about to rain. We got a storm coming here. Sister Lori had that storm over there yesterday. She done sent it over here. That's how I know. Because of the wind. It's called science. It's called wind stream. If it would happen over there, it's coming here. It's here today. I got some koi I got to move around. I got to go see a man about some tilapia. And I got some elephant ears to plant. I got that rhubarb I got to plant. I got a bunch of lavender I got to get growing. I'm going to show y'all what I'm doing. I have to do it separate. Like I said, you can't do it here. This is the channel where I tell the system what I'm going to do. And this is what I always, you got to go to Facebook jail when you do that. When you got limits, when you say, nah, I'm going to fall down on this one. I'm not going to ride that vaccine thing. No, we got to fall down. Somebody posted something about vaccines the other day. That lawsuit that they won the lawsuit. They won that, yay! I think it was the other lawsuit though. I think that was an old lawsuit. I think that was the one they won a few weeks ago though. I don't think that was a new lawsuit. Somebody sent that to me. They won. They proved that nope, there's no evidence proving that they work at all. Ain't none of it. Nope. Ain't no, you look behind the curtain, look under the floor, you can sweep, vacuum, you can steam the carpets. It ain't no evidence that them things work. Some of us knew that. Some of us knew that. Some of us knew that y'all know that these 98% monkeys, they don't ever know as much as they think they know. And you literally build an industry based on 100-year-old scientific theory, which means it was based on science, but by the time you got that industry up and going, modern science changed. So it ain't based in science, it's based in something that was developed just before they had the TV show MASH. So there's no proof that well, no, you know what, that's new. I guess it's the one to say that they can't say that they work, but the other one was to prove that there was no evidence that there was not a link between autism. That's what, okay, I'm mixing them up. That's what, it's so many lies, it's hard to keep a track of all of them, but the first lawsuit was about you could no longer say that vaccines don't cause autism because there's no evidence to prove that they don't. And some of us knew that. Some of us knew that there's 7 billion monkeys on the planet, and ain't no way you're going to test every last one of them because some of them in the jungle, and some of them you can't even get to. Some of them got off that bus a long time ago with like at Sentinel Island. You ain't going to go over there and test them and find out if it worked from within them. Ain't going to cause no problems over there. But, you know, that's why you got a vaccine injury fund, just in case. And it's an insurance policy. Is you stating that you know your product has some issues. Yeah, I try to do green gardening, Sandra. I do food forest. I do food forest, which means I cannot tell. I've done small food forest. I'm about to do a big one. You know, and I was debating that till thing in my mind, but I realized, no, if you got a till, it means you're hiding from the side effects. It means that you got something that's unsustainable. And you're going to have to keep doing it year after year after year after year. Again, until we come to terms with our own participation in it, it will never change. This is exactly why it's inherent. It's inherent. Absolutely. Everything is at the system level, Wofont. I'm not sure if you're replying to somebody else because Facebook doesn't like to show you that when you do this live stream thing. But absolutely. Until you change the model, everybody's wasting everybody's. Is that Ty? I thought I saw Ty here a second ago. Yeah, and then I got that one from Ty's in until and Damn it, I messed up the Thai saying. I messed up the Thai quote. I'm a lie on Thai for a minute. Until you do right by me, everything you do gonna fail. Thai Neftali said that. Thai Neftali, y'all. Fury George. But yeah, until you do right by the model, everything you do gonna fail. Until you get sovereignty right, everything you do gonna fail. Until you learn to leave people alone, everything you do. Until you stop sanctioning for votes and legislation against your neighbors, everything you gonna do gonna fail. Long as karma is out there doing what it's doing, everything you do gonna fail. You're violating other people. And I think that's what Beaufort is saying. At the model level, until you accept that, everything you do gonna fail, and we're just waiting till extinction, which is why I don't take none of this stuff seriously. I don't. I laugh at all of it because it's ridiculous. It's all ridiculous. All right, you're touching upon the exact origins of the Dust Bowl. We got that. I will fight to the death. We know that, Desiree, because I read it twice. I'm going down through the old comments. Mandatory is wrong. Anything mandatory, Jasmine, is wrong. Human beings are free as slugs, bugs, boogers, and everything, all the microbiology. Yeah, human beings need to be at least as free as that. And if you can force something in them, that's not sustainable. That's not permanent culture. It's not permaculture. Dinner time. All right, Christine, going to eat dinner. What you eating for dinner? Let me see. Your immune system regulates which viral codes are beneficial and otherwise, if left to its default processes. And that's why I appreciate Beaufort, because what he said is not crazy. What he said is actually true. Blew my mind when I was into a virologist talk about it. I have a post I have to post, but I know I can't post it here, Bo. I have to post it on another website. But viruses are functions. They are just functions. And you got to ask yourself the question, do you want more functions or less functions? That's all you got to ask yourself. If you want more functions, you want your body. There are viruses that fight cancer. There are viruses that identify tumorous cells. There are viruses that do all kind of things. Your body looks at it, reads it, and now I'm going to say too much. I don't want to go down that road. I say viruses are an organic part of the organic part of the ecosystem, and your body actually needs them. If you run into a corporation or a methodology that actually fights something that you don't understand, you're going to die. It's just a matter of time. All right. Same that happening in Salt Lake City. Yeah, well, you get rid of the trees. The trees actually filter pollution out the air, the small particles, Beaufort. And that was what I was saying, is that in Lancaster, they cut all the trees down to put the farms up. So not only did the healthy soil blow out, but now the pollution from New York and I think Trenton is all coming in because they're at a higher level than what they are down there. So it's funny, people from New York City think they're going to Lancaster to get the fresh air, and they're literally leaving the fresh air. No, they're leaving poison air to get some more poison air. It's the funniest thing. It's not funny, but it is funny. I'm here, I'm almost sleeping. That's because you don't sleep, Furious George. You need to get some sleep. You can't be up all the time. Pesticides, Roundup, etc. are at play. Vaccines too. They are, Trisha. I don't even know how to pronounce your name. Trisha, right? Teresa. They are. And it's a full spectrum dominance of an ecosystem that they don't understand. You got all these corporations that all come into play. The food gets less healthier, the environment becomes more polluted, the air and everything else, and there's full spectrum dominance in creating all the pandemics of today. That's why I'm not worried about the pandemic down the list. What is it now? Now it's 0.01%, 0.03% that died. What is that like? It's probably like down at number 300 on the list of actual real pandemics, but it shut down the whole world. Yeah, I'm not worried about that. It's the cuckoo virus to me because it makes people act cuckoo and avoid real data. All right. I can't see any comments anymore. Brenda Fallas. Well, you got to go out and come back in. I'm a liberal, but it seems like conservatives are more awake to our constitutional rights to this virus. Yeah, Kim, I hear you on that. I'm not anything because I know they're all special. I've decided, Kim, I don't want to be in any cults anymore. The conservatives are not conservative enough. The liberals hate liberty. The Democrats hate democracy. The Republicans don't even know what the republic is. And the Americans don't seem to realize that they don't even have a federal government. So I can't join any of the cults. I'm not on any of their teams anymore. Christians don't listen to Christ no more. I don't know what the Muslims do. But I'm just neutral. I'm just a Gerard, Kim. But I will say this, is the people who identified with the right, they were more conspiracy theorists and they were more right when it comes to what's happening right now. And that's why the friends that I know put Donald Trump in, not that they thought he was going to save the world, not that he was going to fix anything, not that he was going to make America great again, but simply because he was not Hillary damn Rodney Clinton. He was not a part of the establishment. They would have voted for a monkey. They'd have voted for, I think they picked Jesse Ventura before they picked him. They did Gerardo Rivera, anybody that's not a great Lion A lawyer, somebody in the industry that came out of Hollywood or lawyer, right? Because those are people who like to lie. And so most of my friends on the right, they were more the conspiracy theorists. And unfortunately today, the conspiracy theorists are a little more right than anybody watching television about what actually is going on. And that is true. But you don't have to join their cult. I'm not going to join their cult. I love the conservatives and the right to death, and they write about a lot of things, but I don't need to be in their cult. Like the rightful remedy to a bad cult that you're in is another cult that's slightly righter than the cult that you just left. Aristotle said that. That's lying. But why would you change the demon you know for the demon you don't, when you know that, you know what, maybe we just shouldn't be on any demons teams. Maybe if we keep this demon thing, then people won't keep falling down, joining these gangs and scaring everyone. We actually get rid of currency and banking and giving the lords and kings all the control of the entire human race. Maybe we don't have to shut down economies. Maybe we don't have to have false flags no more. Maybe we can go into a real world. This is getting old to me. The whole false flag is getting old to me. I'm tired of it. The UFOs are getting old to me, to be honest with you. I still haven't watched that UFO video. Ooh, did you with the UFO video? Sharon? Is Sharon here? Did you film that? Is that your husband? Ooh, it looked great too. It was just like hanging in the air. I don't even know. Did I post it? Somebody got the link. Do I need to type in Sharon UFO? Is that gonna come up? Did I put it on my timeline? I thought I put it on my timeline. Did y'all see the UFO was just hanging in the air? Her husband was filming it, sitting outside with the kids, just looking at it like, y'all see this? It was a great UFO, and I don't know what UFOs are. I thought it might have been Jeff Bezos satellites. It might be. It's possible. Anything's possible. It might be multi-dimensional creatures, humans from the future, aliens from another planet. But they're not as exciting to me as they used to be. It used to be exciting when it was like rare. Now it's just like, yep, it's more aliens. Yep. I wonder if that's the Greys or the Avians or the Reptilians or whatever. I don't even know what it is, but they're always up there. Hang on, let me go find it. It was one of the sisters from Facebook. Does anybody know who that was? Nope, nobody knows who it was. I gotta show you the video. Where did I put on my page? I don't know where it is. The cuckoo, I like that post. The cuckoo virus was not an outside job. It was not. Americans, that's where the right is wrong as the day is long. Yeah, China did it. You sound just like the liberals did when they thought Russia changed their election. It was not China. You got a criminal court. What the hell is this? Oh, fine. What the hell is that? Oh my God. Oh Lord. I gotta show you this. This man is nuts. What the hell is this? Oh my God. Did y'all see this? This is what I'm gonna tell you right here. This is what's wrong with this man. Hold on, let me show you this. I didn't see the old one he did. He done did. Oh, this is ugly. Oh, this is so ugly. Oh, this is horrible. Y'all see this right here? This is why we need to start the country again. What the hell is that? What the hell are you doing? The portrait of a smoothie junkie desperate trying to overcome his okra deficiency. Ah! Oh, that's just ugly. Oh, somebody take his pen, his laptop, take his Photoshop. What the hell is that? He done put wrinkles under my eye, jacked up my eyelid, put some gray hair on oh no, and colored my beard. Ah! This is why we need to restart, because Americans is too creative. That is nasty. Oh, good. What did you do to the top of my head? He put hair. What the hell is wrong with you? Oh my God, that is nasty. No, I ain't liking that. No, I am not. That's a monster. No. We're gonna do an ugly. No, we doing the unlike. I thought if you hit ugly, angry face, it brings the troll. Yeah, you need to troll that picture. That's just, oh my God, no. And like he smoothed some of my wrinkles and added some in other places. We need to open this country, people. We need to open the country now. America's got too much damn time. I'm like going down my timeline. What the hell is that? Oh my God. Oh, that's ugly. I can't unsee that. In my head, I can't. Oh man, good Lord. Will somebody get that man some cotton to pick? Will somebody get that man back on the cotton plantation, some rubber to do? All right, anyway. I'm going down my timeline real quick. There's something I want to show you UFO thing. This was another, what's the name? This was hilarious. That's why I don't understand why we're not laughing. This is the funniest end of the world that we've ever had. We've never had an end of the world this funny. Oh my God, it's both fine. Oh man, I'm gonna pray for you. I'm gonna pray for you. This was hilarious. Did y'all see the pimp one? This is brother. Did y'all see the pimp one? The pandemic pimp. You gotta check that one out. That's hilarious. That's freaking hilarious. All right, now I'm going down. I'm looking for the UFO. Nobody put the link up there. Real quick, I'm gonna show you. What is this? Weeds and soil and weed. Yep. It's me always relating gardening and nature and stuff to the stupid stuff your government's doing. Check this out, because you don't actually have a government, it's a corporation. Heart disease, a leading cause of death for men and women. People of more racial and ethnic groups in the United States. One person dies every 37 seconds from the United States from cardiovascular disease. About 647,000 Americans die from heart disease each year. So y'all can have your cuckoo virus drama. That's why I'm not into your drama, because you're getting people killed and I'm sick of it. Sean Yankee brother did a post the other day, did a talk. He does great talks. Here you go, McDonald's. What's going with McDonald's? They poisoning people to make money still. Oh yeah, this is on the message. Kristen tagged me, and this is the corporations that love everybody because they got $2 trillion from Wall Street and they want to brag it in your face. So now McDonald's loves you too. And there's something about them feeding the first responders, because the first responders that's responding to the pandemic that's 300 down on the list need to get higher on the list and get a disease themselves. So they're eating McDonald's food to make sure that they get to the top of the charts for cardiovascular disease and cancer from all the chemical things that they sell that's unfood. Right? It's just the craziest things, like, oh, because McDonald's loves you so much, we're giving the first responders free food. You know what I called that on here? I called it the double tap. That's what you know what they do with the drones, the double tap, when you get the first responders, if you can take the first responders out. Right? It's like, okay, so now the people who are dealing with flu season going to be high up on the pandemic list, so they can't deal with nothing else. That's called a double tap. When you get the first responders, these people laughing, they know what I'm talking about. Because on the drone strike, you got the first. They never change their tactics. They do the same damn thing all the time. They come in there and they do the drone strike, and then the first responders respond. They give them something worse. They go back and they double tap. They hit it again with the drone to make sure they kill everybody who's trying to help the other people. And that's exactly what McDonald's, Burger King, and all your pharmaceutical companies are all trying to do. They're just double tapping. That's why nurses got to get the flu shot. But oh yeah, this is the Red Baron. This is what most UFO sightings probably are. It's the Red Baron. Somebody, Enoch tagged me in that one. Enoch Kubenesis. He and Tony are fussing now in drama world. There's always some drama in the truth. I love Truthers of Death because they got so much passion. I don't even know what to do with this. Did y'all see Tony? Tony and had a fit with Enoch Kubenesis and somebody else a minute ago. And he and Ty had a fit in each other about the Q and stuff. Be passionate people, man. That's how you know somebody give a damn. When the American wants to go tell you to go fudge yourself, that's how you know that they got some real passion on that topic. Yeah, it's drama in the truth community. Just don't let it divide you up. That's all I'm saying. Yeah, have all the drama that you want. You got people literally walking around in mass right now for the drama. Oh yeah, I was gardening yesterday. I was listening to Simple Man. That's right. And that was a lyric from I think it was from Simple Man, right? Simple Human. That's what I put. Forget your lust for the rich man's gold. All you need is what's in your soul. That's all you need. It's all from within. All from within. Gnosticism. Ooh, there goes some drama right there. This is that whole Dr. Shiva Robert F. Kennedy thing right now, breaking everybody up. I still like Dr. Shiva. He said truthful things. Once again, I really don't care nothing about the source. If it's true, it's true. If it's from Q and it's true, then it's true. If it's from Dr. Shiva and it's true, it's true. If it's from Anonymous, it's true, it's true. If it's from Robert F. Kennedy, it's true, it's true. Truth is truth. I don't care about the source. I don't care about the source, and I care even less about the drama. You know, is he a deep state operative working from within the system? He might be. I don't really care if he is. What he said was true about systems engineering. Okay, it's not even on here. Oh no, it was there. It was down further in yesterday's post. I haven't gotten down to it yet. I'm looking for the UFO. Is that it right there? No, Dr. Fauci. Did anybody post a link? Y'all still ain't. Y'all didn't even see it. Y'all didn't even look at it. It was a good UFO thing. What is this? Dr. Fauci backed controversial Wuhan lab with millions of US dollars for risky coronavirus research. Well, that's consistent with non-permaculture, right? Letting criminals get in positions to tell you what to do about your health while they're working on bioweapons with the lab in China. That's why I said the cuckoo virus was it. It was not an outside job. Not an outside job. Let me see. Don't 1984 me, bro. That was yesterday. It should be down here somewhere. American super rich see the wealthy rise 282 billion in 3 weeks of the pandemic. Absolutely. Look at that. They're happy too. They're clapping and stuff. That's how it works. That's how it works. You buy their trash on Wall Street and just have Jeff Bezos ship it to you while they get $2 trillion of your dollars and you get a tax credit. That's what's supposed to happen. Then they got to till the currency every now and then because it's unstable. Oh, do I love whistleblowers? I do. Where's the UFO at? Did they remove it? Y'all don't even know who I'm talking about. It was Sharon. One of the sisters posted it. It looked like it was her video, like her husband posted it. What is this? Coronavirus hype, biggest political hoax in history. Oh, this is the greatest crime of the century. Wait till it all unfolds. It's not even unfolded yet. Like, wait till the real homelessness and unemployment and child abuse and woman abuse and death from cancer and death from cardiovascular disease, death from depression. Wait till all the numbers come in. This is going to be the greatest crime in world history. There has never been a false flag of crime so great. Wealth scale, yo, they done made a mint. They done looted the whole world off of this. And people at home still scared of the cuckoo flu. Big tech companies censoring doctors. Yeah, that was yesterday. I'm still going down. I haven't found a UFO. I just want to show you the UFO and I'm gonna do some comments I get out of here. Dude, late to rent. Oh, y'all see this one? Yeah. This is not wearing the face mask, Seinfeld. Y'all know this.
Who doesn't want to wear the ribbon?
The ribbon.
Who do you think you are?
Put the ribbon on.
Hey, Cedric, Bob, this guy won't wear a ribbon.
Who doesn't want to wear the ribbon?
Oh, I love it. I love it. I had to wear a mask yesterday. I hated that. I had to get some rhubarb, though. I felt stupid. I felt like the dumbest. But you know, it wasn't a working mask because you're not supposed to wear them once. I wear the same mask. I wouldn't wore it twice now. And if I got to go back out to the Unsustainable store, there you go, right there. You're supposed to be. There you go. Ooh, did I talk about that yesterday, Purell? I wear the same broken mask over and over and over again. You are not going to be protected from me. I need my viruses. I need my bacteria, my ecosystem. That's why I'm out in the mud now. I'm out there working. I ain't washing my hands. I'm eating lunch and making pizza and whatever I need to eat. I ain't washing nothing. Why? Because I got what's called a mic. Here you go right here. Here you go right here. Remember these? They're online. I bought one of these to see if it was real. I got one of these. You don't even need a high power microscope. You don't even need a diesel one or expensive one. These is $20. You'll realize how Perel will never save you. Perel ain't here to help you. Lysol ain't gonna do nothing for you. Just get one of these and put it on your skin, put it in your coffee. One day, I'm gonna make a smoothie and I'm gonna put this right in the smoothie, put it on your pizza, and you'll find out what the real world look like. You think the real world is like sterile monkeys walking around in dresses smelling like Chanel No. 5. That is not the real world. That is not the real world. You think you might live in that world. We are visitors here. Okay, microbiology own every damn thing. You will never be Perel. Ain't gonna do nothing to protect you at all. All right, it's never gonna help you now. I don't think I've ever even bought Perel. I've never bought it in my life. I used to buy antibacterial soap till I understood what an ecosystem was. So I looked in the microscope and I said, you mean to tell me is boo-boo and E. coli and dust and dirt and particles and bacteria and protozoa, worms? That's what the what's the name? They look like little worms. Flatworm, everything is everywhere. There's nowhere you can go to hide from it. No, I can't find it. All right, well, I wasted everybody's time. I'm sorry, that's what Ty tells me. I'm wasting everybody's time. Half the time he right. I can't find it. Ooh, Claudia got a good post. Oh, yeah. Oh, this is from Debbie. Did y'all see this one? Y'all supposed to click on that. Everybody tell me how much you miss Debbie. We miss Debbie. We miss Debbie. You ain't miss it when she told you need to start live streaming. You ain't miss it then, did you? Nope, I ain't miss it then. That's what Debbie told you before she had to disappear. Debbie Lusignan. Half of y'all thought she was racist. Another half of y'all, she said, listen, it's lonely at the top. I can't stay at the top. Y'all need to do some live stream videos because we all gonna die together. We all gonna go together. And nobody started live streaming. Back then, it was about 3 of us, 4 of us. You ain't miss Debbie then, but this is a post she read. She sent that through Claudia to y'all to let everybody know that y'all need to watch this, that you need to read it. Go ahead and read it. People didn't miss Debbie while she was here. She said, yep, you need to. I know, see how them likes and hearts, they stop. See, knowing the truth, you got to change your behavior. And I'm seeing some new live streamers step up. Lori's live streaming now. But yeah, that's how it work out. I mean, the only reason I'm still here is because you got a whole bunch of other people out there like Chris Lewis and Ty and Tony and Claudia and Danielle and Melissa, and everybody spreading the hate around. Everybody spreading the hate. As long as the deep state hate gets spread around, we only go to Facebook jail every now and then. But back then, Debbie was on top, and there was no way in the world she was gonna stay on top. Ooh, Randy, look at you with the fake news. Randy got hit. Randy got hit. Ooh, false information. What is this? What did you do, Randy? Randy always up to something. He always posting something that's true. What is the British Olympics in 2012 opening ceremony was a ritual? Oh yeah, for COVID-19. Media spellcraft and 5G. Well, you see, here's your problem, Randy. Here's your problem, brother Randy. You posted it too late. You know you got to get it early. If you don't get it early, we did that. We posted that like a week ago. That's the problem, Randy. When you post late, they're gonna get you with that false information. And the funny thing about it is not even information. It was speculation. They spelled it wrong. It was not. Randy was not false. He was late. Randy's only crime was that Randy Drum was late. That's his only crime. No, it was speculation. You had demons and children in bed and virus-looking things running around. You wasting everybody's time with that false information, fake news stuff. You wasting everybody's time. Nobody said it was true. It's called a speculation. This is why I'm so sick of y'all. I'm sick of y'all, but I understand Mark Zuckerberg. I understand Facebook. They're doing what's important. Oh, that's tick juice. Yeah, I'm working on tick tandoori now. I got a yard full of ticks. I got a field I'm working on. And I'm going to have to figure out how to make me some tick tandoori sauce for the salad. Because Greatest Depression goes, okay, I can't find it. I don't waste y'all time. What is this? A species that keeps its members in survival mode as a model, then complains about violence, needs to have its head examined. I do like that one. Yeah. I post stuff, I forget about it. And this is true. If you keep violence as a model and you want to keep complaining about violent people, I got Ty's quote for the day. You just wasting everybody's time. Everybody's time. You're wasting everybody's time. If you literally have violence as a model, you don't get to complain about violence. That's what Beaufort said. If you're a part of the system, then why are you complaining about the system? If you are a table leg holding the table up, you don't have to stop telling everybody that you're tired of gangs, you're tired of rape, you're tired of abuse, you're tired of war, you're tired of billionaires profiting with all that rice and you ain't got no rice. Just don't. You need to change your behavior. You worry about yourself, don't worry about nobody else. Change your behavior and tell everybody, I changed my behavior. You know how the kids come home from school and they're so proud they got that macaroni necklace, that ugly macaroni necklace with some string, and you know it's probably GMO noodles. Kids come home so proud, like, look, Daddy, I made a macaroni necklace. Hey, son, I love you, but that's the ugliest thing I never seen. I'll put it around my neck now just because I know it make you feel good about yourself, build up your pride, and I'm supposed to do that. Turn your back, I'm gonna throw that thing in the trash because it's all GMO. All the wheat, everything in this nation that come out of the ground, GMO, genetically modified, hybridized, and if not, it's been glyphosated. You're gonna kill Daddy by making a macaroni necklace. I don't know why the nursery school teachers still doing that. Trying to get everybody killed like McDonald's. Why did I say that? Oh yeah, that's right, because you change your behavior. That's all you do. You change your own behavior and you start posting about it online. I was wrong. I was petrified. You know what? I don't even know the words to that song. So I'm not going to sing it. Just say I was wrong. I was wrong. I've changed my evil ways. That's all you got to do. All right, I don't see it. That's annoying. Could have been on my page where it was posted, or they could have just deleted it from Facebook. It was a great UFO. It was a great UFO. I'm gonna click here one more time, see if I can't find it on my other page. Your immune system is the compiler. Beaufont. We need to do a live stream together. We need to go do a live stream together. We both need to go to jail together, because apparently you see what I see. I didn't know that you saw what I see, and we seen it together. We didn't even talk about it. I didn't know you were in IT. You're talking like you're in IT. When you actually start listening to viruses, then you understand why Bill Gates is involved with vaccines. You'll understand it. It'll make perfectly good sense. And Beaufont, in like 3 or 4 comments, he just confirmed of what I was looking at. And I said, oh, wow, this is deep. Makes perfectly good sense why the owner of Microsoft likes vaccines. Because if you ever worked in an IT department, you know it all feeds together. Gerard Kenyatta, hey, I need help. Uh-oh, why you need help, Arlene? What's going on? Somebody chasing you? With growing my cilantro. It keeps dying. Okay. Well, I'm gonna help Arlene while I look for the UFO. I thought somebody was chasing you. Yeah, somebody chasing you. It's called ignorance. First thing to understand about cilantro, it's like every other plant on the planet. They literally grow themselves. They just grow themselves, girl. Sunlight, microbiology, and food. They grow themselves. If you're trying to grow them, they're gonna die. They're always gonna die. If you're tilling the earth, they're gonna die. When the cilantro dies, it's because it's supposed to. It's like when you have cancers all over your society, it's because it's supposed to. It means that something in the environment is not going how it's supposed to. The cilantro's in ground. We're supposed to feed pests, not the monkeys. All right? If you put cilantro in the ground and it dies, it means that your ground is not healthy. It means that you don't have the microbiology in the ground to actually feed the cilantro. All right, it's not anything that you did. Well, okay, well, if you the monkey that put the seed in the ground in that spot, don't ever do that again. Cilantro ain't gonna do nothing there but make poison. All right, so what you want to do is look at your cilantro. Most cilantro I've ever grown in my life is like part sun, not full sun. It tends to like aquaponics, where I grow a lot of things at an aquaponics. But what it wants from you is it wants the microbiology that comes from compost and compost teas. If you can look up online, her name is Elaine Ingham. I don't want to pretend like I'm a 98% smart monkey that figured this out. I listen to microbiologists. All right, when it comes to everything farming and gardening, I always send everybody back to her. Why? She is the queen of organic growing on a patriarchal planet that probably she lucky survived as a matriarch. All right, but so everything, all your plants' life and health, it comes from the soil. If you've got healthy soil, you'll have a healthy plant. There's very little you can do to mess that up. If you got dead soil, you're going to have a dying plant that's supposed to be consumed by pests and not eaten by you. So I always send people to her. So if all healthy plants come from microbiology in the soil, then you need to figure out who knows the most about the microbiology in the soil. And to this date, I don't know any men who understand the soil. I don't know any of them. There's a woman by the name of Elaine Ingham. She's a soil microbiologist from the Rodale Institute. She's a little long-winded, but you will thank her when you actually understand how plants work. She explains to you that 90-some% of every farmer on this planet has no damn idea how a plant grows. You get your soil right, your cilantro does what it's supposed to. But if you plant some seeds and you create KKK, if you plant some seeds and you create Black Panthers, if you plant some seeds and you create Bloods or Crips, you plant some seeds, you create MS-13 or global conflict, it means that you do not have a healthy ecosystem. You understand what I'm saying? All right. So when the basis of all plant life and growing healthy plants is microbiology, you go to the world's famous soil microbiologist by Elaine Ingham. And she will explain to you that once you get your soil right, yeah, nothing else you got to do. She is a very lazy gardener. You know what? I don't see it anywhere. They must have deleted the post. All right, well, I can't show y'all the UFO. I was going to show it to you. Anyway. All right, let's start to wrap this up. Anybody's got some closing comments and some words? Did I help you, Arlene? I'm sorry, I didn't do a measurable result. I didn't ask you if I helped you. Like, no, you ain't helped me. You sent me to somebody else. You deflected. But that's help to a degree. What I do know is I don't know what's happening in your soil. And the only people who know what's happening in your soil are the people that's in the soil. And so you got to go to somebody who can speculate well on what's happening in your soil. You know what? I'm gonna do something. I'm gonna do something for you. I'm gonna give you a few more minutes on microbiology. I'll show you something. This is why I love Elaine Ingham to death. Oh my goodness, that woman is a genius. Ain't nothing sexier than a genius mind. Let me show you this. This is the life system or the life cycle, the procession cycle of soil. Succession. How do you gain success in growing plants? And Elaine Ingham, she actually has course. You can actually do coursework. You can study and you can say. So this is how this works. This is how soil. Oh, you know what? I can't do that. I got to stay right here. So when you got dead soil right here, it look like bricks and dried up, cracked up stuff that's on everybody's grass yard that has what's the name of that? Soil company, the people who spray all the poisons on your soil, and you got to put down side because you actually don't have any soil. You got to till every year because your soil gets real hard. Hang on, I'm trying to get my head right. My head is in the wrong spot. I go right there, and then put this above the picture right there. All right. Nothing grows on dead soil, right? Very little, and I said that wrong. Very little grows on dead soil. Oh, you did? I helped you? All right, well, it's all right, Arlene. I'm long-winded. I don't know how to shut up anyway, so I'm going to finish my point. Oh, you're like, yeah, we know that. You stating the obvious, brother. When you got dead soil, nothing grows on dead soil but weeds. That's why there's no such thing as a weed. And this next stage right here is weed. This is going from death. This is going from America. This is going from massive non-scientific corporations that are behind every industry based in models of death, all the way over to old growth forest on the other side called life. All right. So when you start out with something dead, because you got pesticide companies and GMO and bad water, soil compaction from big tractors destroying everything in the soil, it dies. Everything in it dies. So your goal is to get to a point over there with old growth forest where you have microbiology where you can grow trees. And I believe that's a birch tree if I'm not mistaken. You want an old growth forest. Old growth forests are called sustainable permaculture ecosystems that have been on the planet for billions of years until monkeys discovered currency. When monkeys discover currency and they could learn how to abuse each other like an abusive wife beating husband, then you get this, death. Okay, and that's where we are, model of death. So the first thing that come along are the weeds. The weeds tell you that you got dead soil. You should not be putting cilantro there. You should not be putting tomatoes there. You should not be putting peppers and none of that. You're going to kill somebody if they ever make a fruit, and don't die because the pest collectors, things you call pests, which are actually garbage collectors, don't get to your farm quick enough to eat up all that poison that you're growing. You got poison for soil. So the only thing that are growing that is weeds. And that's the first stage, is the weeds get root. And that's to let you know that a monkey been caring for this ground. That trust corporations and agribusiness. The very next succession will be like, yeah, you get some small growing things like brassicas. That's the earliest stage, if I'm not mistaken wrong. I'm not certified in Elaine Ingham. This is why I tell you to watch the videos. Don't watch me. But yeah, as you see this little line go down, this is good soil, good soil. And as good soil comes back, microbiology starts to live. Fungi, the first stage is bacteria. Bacteria is in the earth, and brassicas are heavy bacteria feeders. They like a lot of bacteria. And once that bacteria is established, you're going to start to get fungi. When you start to get fungi and you approach a balance of bacteria and fungi, then you'll have fruits and vegetables you can grow. Once that's grown and your soil layer gets deeper and deeper and deeper and gets back to the Native Americans, back to people who actually took care of the soil, people who cultivated, you start creating a society of freedom. You got a resource-based economy because all the microbiology are utilizing the resources, working together. It's an equal balance thing. You don't have one farmer that owns and abuses everything. You don't have one microbiology that's abusing everything. You have a diverse soil microbe. You can start to grow bigger and bigger things, right? Things that are fungi dependent. Why are they fungi dependent? Because the first plant on this planet was called a fungi, a mycelium, right? They were 30 foot tall. So all life on the planet is based in fungi. All life on the planet needs fungi. It's in everything you breathe in, whether you got a mask or not. It's in everything you eat, whether you put Perel on your salad or not. Whether you listen to Donald Trump or anything that he said last time, y'all said he said put koi pond killer something on your food, and y'all put koi pond killer on your food, but you misunderstand the word he used. It was another big word, but it actually proven that helps with the cuckoo virus. But so fungi is in everything. It's everywhere. It's on everybody. It's on your fingertips. 2 minutes after you wash your hands, there's some fungi on your hands. Everything needs fungi. So the old growth forest, everything needs lots and lots of fungal feeders and fungi. Right? They prepare your soil. They keep your soil drought retardant. You can actually exist and grow plants in drought if you have good soil. Why? Because the plants learn how to deal with drought. The monkeys, not so much. The difference between temperature at nighttime and daytime is different. So the plants condensate water on their leaves and they drop it on the ground, which pushes microbiology nutrients down to their roots, which allows them to uptake the roots and the water, and then it happens again. Right, and this is how the guy created that invention that knows how to create water in the desert, the difference in temperature. Plants learn how to do all this stuff. This is why I'm saying plants are smarter than all the monkeys you'll ever meet. A rice plant has 26,000, a rice plant has 50,000 genes, and all the monkeys, the human beings, 98%, they only got 26,000, right? They knew how to do all this stuff a long time ago. They know how to live through pole shifts and super volcanoes and no light. They can maintain themselves. If you take care of the soil, the plant will take care of itself, and it will make the healthiest, most delicious cilantro you ever had in your life. You know, that cilantro root system will go down 3-4 feet before the year's over, and I never knew cilantro roots could go that deep. The cilantro roots will go deep as they need to. Deep as you let them, if you get your soil right. Human beings, all these little kids will become Teslas, they'll become Einsteins, Martin Luther Kings, they'll become phenomenal geniuses if we get our soil right. We have not gotten our soil right. So the same way, to answer Arlene's question, how do you grow cilantro? Same way you grow a human. You get the soil right, and everything that evolved to happen happens. If you get the soil wrong, then you're gonna have a military-industrial complex. You'll have a prison system. Black lives won't matter, white lives won't matter, blue lives won't matter, and you're gonna have to keep tilling. That's why people till, because they got death. And so what they realize, if they till the death and they put cow poo in it, the plant will grow if they spray pesticide on it to keep nature from eating up the crap that's growing out of that ground. Very long answer, but I tried to link that up, Christine, with the fact that you grow cilantro the same way you grow a human. All of our wisdom comes from the observing of nature. The last thing I'm gonna show you, then I'm gonna do comments to get out of here, is the nematodes. You got a bunch of different nematodes, and here they are. They're not all bad. You don't want to put pesticides and kill all of them, right? You got the nematodes, the some that eat the bacteria, and this is what I was telling you earlier, some that eat the fungi. Others are rock. Ooh, I didn't know you even had rock feeders, which is really cool. You can tell by looking at their mouths. This is the purpose of having a microscope, because you can actually see what's in your soil. That's the difference in growing with science and growing with ignorance. Doing what corporations tell you to do, big chemical companies, or doing what nature tells you to do. And then they're omnivores and predatory. So what you want is you want all the nematodes. You don't want one of them. You get one of them profiting, then they abuse the ecosystem. When you have a balance and they're all doing well, you don't have a ghetto, you don't have a barrio, you don't have a trailer park, then you have a healthy ecosystem and all the kids become what they're supposed to. All right? All righty then. We'll do the last couple questions. I'm gonna get out of here. I could spend all day talking about this stuff. This is what I'm saying. I might do a channel on just gardening where we could just hear and talk about mycorrhizae fungi. This is mycorrhizae fungi right here. I thought you said you was done, Gerard. You still explaining something. I know, I'm almost done. This is exciting to me. I gotta go because the storm is blowing in, the wind is getting going. Power probably gonna go out soon. Hold on. I'm gonna show you this real quick. This is where all your production comes from, your productivity in your plants, where it comes from. It doesn't come from the root system, it comes from the mycorrhizae fungi. Don't be laughing at me. Y'all on my topic now. I hate talking like politics and monkey tips and central banking and cuckoo viruses. You get me talking about some UFOs, aliens, or mycorrhizae fungi growing food. Now you're onto something. Now you're onto something real. Everything else is fake. So check this out. It looked dirty and crazy and scary, but in reality, it's just mycorrhizae fungi. Hang on. Let me get rid of this one. See, plants, they're not as old as fungi, right? They're relatively young in age. They haven't learned how to do everything. They're kind of like viruses, or what Beaufort was trying to explain to you earlier. They learn how to do things you don't know how to do. So your body takes up that functionality and learns how to do things and abuse the virus after it learns how to maintain it. If you don't maintain your body, you get symptoms. You get symptoms of your body having issue taking on the coding. So I move this up right here. So the big yellow thing is the root system. That's the plant's root system, and all the white stuff coming out is mycorrhizae fungi. They live within the root system and they develop a symbiotic relationship. Why? Because a plant growing by itself cannot make a healthy fruit. It hasn't learned how to do that yet. It's only a few million, 100 million years old. Fungi is billions of years old. So the plant learned that if it develops a relationship with the mycorrhizae fungi that live from within the root system, that it can work together. See all the surface area from the white stuff that's coming out, all that white stuff, that's all mycorrhizae fungi. The plant that has access to sun release what are called exudates and sugars to the mycorrhizae fungi and have a relationship with it and tell the mycorrhizae fungi, I need some calcium. Damn it, I don't know where the calcium at. You're gonna help me find some calcium. Pests are coming, I need to fight off the pests. I can't make healthy fruits and vegetables, and everybody's going at flu season going to have a difficult time if I don't get all the nutrients I need and make the healthiest fruit I can for the silly monkeys that watch television don't know what food is no more. So the mycorrhizae fungi said, that's okay, we've evolved to do this. We got DNA, we've done this for billions of years. They shoot out that white stuff and they'll grab the calcium and suck it in and give it to the plant. And the plant will give the fungi what it doesn't have. It's the exudates and the sugars from the sun because it's doing photosynthesis. So you have a plant that may only send root systems down, 12 inches or 20 feet, right? But when you add up the mycorrhizae relationship with the root system, its root system now might as well be miles long. So now it has access to everything it needs, all the minerals, all 120 trace minerals. That's why you don't need Miracle Grow. Let me show you one more picture and I'm done. This is what it looks like from a tree perspective, right? You got a big, massive tree with a massive root system. You're not gonna have healthy apples. You're not gonna have a healthy cilantro if all you have is what's in the yellow. That's its root system. But if what you have is everything that's attached to all the white, hairy stuff, the mycorrhizae fungi, you now have access to a big, massive network of all the nutrients that'll keep the poor, silly monkey. That thing health is on television. That thing health comes from for-profit chemical companies and for-profit medical industry that makes money on you being sick is actually going to tell you you need to be healthy. No, the planet works the way it's supposed to. All right. So anyway, all right, that was fun. Thank you for asking that, Arlene. You allowed me to just jump into another little fantasization. Now I'm back to wrapping it up. What is this about? Tilling is a hint of an unsustainable permaculture problem. So I'm going to link Arlene's question back to the whole point of the title, which is why I think this is fun because it's all related. If you got to till every year, your cilantro is not going to grow unless you put cow poo on it. And you put cow poo on it, the only thing you might get from cilantro is taste, but you are not going to get anything healthy. Does that make sense? And then every year, you're going to have to till again. Every time the currency fails, every 150 years, you're going to have another cuckoo flu go across the world so you get a chance to reset the currency. And that's just how it all works, right? You're either building things that are sustainable or you're wasting your time with things that aren't. You're either working towards permanent culture, which is permaculture, or you're not. If what you're doing is unsustainable, then it needs to be temporary. That's how you got to get down. All right. Boom, 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 boom. Not everyone can live stream too much to watch. Not everyone can do live streams too much to watch, so they share more and less of the same news. And that's right, Christine. And Christine is right. I'm not trying to guilt people into live streaming. I am trying to guilt people into live streaming. Yes, I am. I'm sorry. But Christine is right. Not everybody would be good at being stupid, getting up here running their mouth. Over and over and over again, restating the same damn thing, which is we all got to work together or we all do, or we're all going to die. Other people are better at this sharing information. I couldn't do this if it weren't for the people who inbox me. It's the people who inbox me, and I'm not trying to guilt them. Everybody's got their piece and part. Everyone's got to find out their own little piece and part so more people can live stream. But not everybody. Not everybody, you want to be up here and let Beaufont make pictures of them. Not everybody can do that. Beaufont putting okra in your mouth and bananas in your anuses and doing memes about you to have fun, to get everybody laughing. I laugh at myself all the time, so I don't have any issue with it. But everybody, you figure out how you can support building a beautiful planet better the way that you know how to do best. But I wouldn't be able to do it if people were inboxing me. I try to keep up with my inbox as much as possible. I don't like the party invites. I'm sorry. If you got 80 people on a PM inbox thing, I can't follow it. But there's certain people who always tend to filter the nonsense and then share with me what they feel to be important. And I wouldn't be able to do it if it weren't for them. You know, other people, they contribute to the Patreon. Wouldn't be able to do it if it weren't for them. Other people share posts, other people subscribe, other people do. Everyone just pick your part in peace. Other people out there fighting with the monkeys, their relatives that don't seem to get it. I just looked up where I got enough friends where my family doesn't come on my page no more. My family and friends, they don't come on my page no more. Y'all done scared them all away. All your facts and science. They don't like that stuff, boy. They like that stuff the social media lie about, and fake news, and what is that, what's that site you go to debunk things, Metabunk and all the bunk, they like that stuff. The problem is there's too many facts denying all of that. So my family don't even come on my Facebook no more. The only reason I come on here is I'd go insane. I'd probably be a hermit if I didn't have some woke, so not woke, aware people here. I don't think anybody's woke. I think there are people who are aware enough to know that we ain't never gonna wake up until there are no more secrets in government, no more secrets in corporations. All right, everybody has something of value to contribute in their own way. That's it, Sandra. And if everybody does that, we all treat each other like we're gods, then it's a great thing. You know, but Debbie figured that out back then. She knew what she was doing was not sustainable. She knew that they were already coming for her. All types of things were coming for her. I'm not even gonna tell you all the things. Conversations we had. But yeah, it's not sustainable to have leaders anymore. You know, you can only have groups. But Melissa, right? Is that Melissa? Nope, that's Mylette. I'm sorry, I thought that was Melissa. That's how bad my eyes are. Mylette, but Mylette and Melissa, you won. Y'all sisters in the movement together with everything else. But Melissa also, she's doing videos also. She did one yesterday. Thank you. I thought I've seen it before. It gave me the impression we were not bound. Okay, Melissa, my letters responding to somebody else. We're all gods and goddesses. Yes, Lori, when we start to act like that, great things happen. My grandma died at 18. My grandma died 18 years ago. Wow. And quite a while before she would complain that food didn't taste the same anymore. Oh, Brenda. Ooh, it's a couple things there. Like, oh, Lord, he said, ooh. That's 20 more minutes. He said, ooh, we know what that means. We in trouble. No, I got to go. I'm not going to do 20 minutes. I'm just going to say that trust your elders, trust your grandparents, your great-great-grandparents, great-great-great-great-great-grandparents. I know you said don't trust nobody. Don't trust nobody. But, yeah, give them more trust than you give the news. More trust than for-profit industries. They knew a lot of things a long time ago. Brenda, I think your grandmama knew what science finally proved, which is the fruits and vegetables today have trace amounts of the nutrition they used to. That we are not growing healthy food because most farmers are growing in dirt, not soil. They're growing in dirt, clay, cow poo, horse poo, genetically modified poo with glyphosate. They're not growing in diverse colonies of microbiology and mycelium, right? And so from a taste perspective, what is taste? I don't know. I might get in trouble here because I'm not really thinking out loud. I am thinking out loud. Well, when you eat something, you get those endorphin responses, right? If it's delicious, right? If you eat something delicious and your body says, yeah, that's great, eat more of that. Maybe your grandmama would eat something and realize, wow, you know, okra used to taste better when I was a baby. It don't taste good now. It tastes like doo-doo. Maybe grandma realized back then that, you know what, they're changing the content of the food. I'm not getting endorphin hit from okra no more. I'm just getting diarrhea and vomiting. Maybe I don't like this no more because there's a relationship with your taste buds, right? Your taste buds it's a conversation with the microbiology in your gut that's talking to you through your brain. This is healthy and nutritious. Eat more of this. This is just going to give you diarrhea. Don't eat this at all, right? And that's what okra does for me. My body tells me that all the time. Don't put that in you because all I'm going to do is spit it right back out. You got two ends to spit it out. And if you put that in me, it's going to come out one of them. It's going to ruin your day, too. It's going to ruin your day because you're going to be out there in the field. You got work to do. You ain't going to be able to do the work because you're going to be making noises and squirting. Anyway, so yeah, I think that our bodies has a relationship with its food, and we need to trust our bodies. The food isn't nutritious anymore. When you get like a really good bitter tomato grown in real healthy soil, oh, it just makes your mouth water. Makes your mouth water. Delicious. Oh, she's singing now. Is she singing? Oh no, who's that? Citizen Deb? She was an excellent gardener and cook. Yeah. Well, then that could have a lot to do with the spraying, Brenda, if she wasn't buying from the grocery store, but the ground is really badly polluted because of what they spray out in that area. There's another thing to think about with that. Looks like tampons. Uh-oh. When I'm not reading the caption, what are you talking about? Have the sound down so I can clean. Look like, oh, Lord have mercy. Citizen Deb is seeing tampons. And now she's singing. She says she's saying. She's seeing money and she's seeing tampons. That's what she's looking at. She said, look, these look like tampons and it's money. It's currency because they got to till the currency. You didn't watch the beginning, Citizen Deb. You were here. You were late. That was today's analogy, is that they got to till the currency. And so every now and then you got to shut down the nation under a false flag so you can reset the currency and give them a new currency, digital dollar, for the people who didn't get that. But from a distance, she saw some tampons. And oh Lord, do I not even want to go down that road. I tell you what, I don't even want to go down that road. Not from that perspective of why it looks like them. I'm just going to simply say this, is that tampons are money. Right? Ain't nobody making nothing for women to help them. They're making something to make money. We know that the tampons now got glyphosate in them. The cotton has all kind of poisons and anything. And the last thing you want to put anywhere valuable and protected. Why war exists. Why men get out of bed in the morning to go to war and fight for currency and make money and do things that they don't want to do. No, they just want to play video games, sit in their drawers, or play around in the garden, but instead they go get jobs, go to get educated, go out and make money. If you ever got a thing that drives the whole world, while we pretend that men is controlling the world, but we know what really controls this world. Why men get up in the morning. Well, most men, not all men. Some men get up in the bed in the morning for men. This is a true thing. This is how God made everybody, but most men. If you own that thing, you should happen to have one of those devices, please make sure anything you put inside is organic. Please do. Please make sure if you put anything inside it, on it, around it, near it, understand the value and your value as the beautiful creature that you are. And make sure that it's healthy, because tampons are healthy. They are healthy. Well, no, not healthy. They're money. They're making money, and you can look at money from a distance and think it's tampons, but they really are money. Everybody's out to make money, and corporations are out to make profit. They are not giving anything to help you. They are not trying to cure you. They literally make money on you just buying a product. So just think about it from that perspective. Why the money looks like them, I'm not even going to touch, because that's just going to get me in trouble, and it ain't worth it. It ain't worth it no more. Women don't know how to stop. It ain't worth it. They don't never quit. They just keep. They're like water. I don't even see any men here, so I really should shut my mouth. The men, y'all still here? I don't want to say. They're like water. They just stay on you. They just like drip, 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 because they learn how to do it over evolution. And they just going to stick with you till they get their way. And they always get their way in the end. And we die before they do, and that should tell you why. So we're not going to, I see all women here, so I'm going to shut my mouth now. I'm going to go ahead and leave it alone. I ain't got no brother backup. All right. Oh, my goodness. Men have left the building. I know, Courtney, because of what Brenda said. Brenda said they look like tampons. Men were like, okay, that's the note. That's the key. That's all right, because sometimes I jump in Gerard's stream and I say things, but my wife should watch it later. After she finished doing what she's doing, she might watch and see my comments. And I am not. I've been locked indoors with this woman for 3 months now. 2 months. How long we been on lockdown? Ain't no way I'm pissing her off no more. I ain't doing it. It's time to go. Because men, after a while, they realize when they young, they fight. They fight. I'm going to make you how I want to make you. Women like, okay, you go ahead. I can outlast you. And plus, I got the thing that why the sunshine come up in the morning for you. I done got that ring on my finger, and eventually you gonna lose. Yeah, because I just have more valuable things than you do. The thing that you have, I can go get online. I can go online right now and get any size, shape. All right, let me stop. This is going way too far. Woo! Going way too far. Too far. That's why the men left. See, because that's why I step in things, get myself in trouble. Let me stop. Last comments, I'm leaving. All right. And my thoughts sometimes come fast. Oh, Lord, they're cleaner than I can articulate. Oh, yes, they do, Kim Jackson. That's beautiful. All right, kidney. And nobody sent me down there in the jungle today. Nobody sent me in bad man's life. I took myself there. Nobody took it to the curb. Because if Brenda said what she said was okay, I went there. That's what your mind does as a man sometimes. I'm pulling up, though. Kidney disease causes food to taste metallic. All right, I'm not sure. Oh, yes, Lori. Oh, trust your body. That's that trust your body hippie stuff, because when you trust your body, it'll tell you what you need to know, but you need to learn how to listen to your body like you need to know how to listen to your wife. If you don't never learn how to listen to your wife, then you should not have one. But by the same token, you'll never learn how to listen to your husband. You should not have one of them either, because eventually you're just going to have to call the police and break something up. And then you get a divorce and everybody lose half of something and the kids is upset and they broke apart and bad things happen in society. Just learn how to listen to things. Just remember this, you're a part of an ecosystem. If you invite somebody in your house, they're a part of your ecosystem. You ain't got to be married. Y'all can be shacking up for that if you need to. If you don't know how to read the ecosystem, you're going to be doing a lot of tilling. If you're doing a lot of tilling, it's not sustainable. It's not permanent culture. It literally abuse nobody that you ain't ready to have that abuse come on back to you. That's what karma does. Won't break the chains that bind you. That's life sake. Do you want to set the world free so the farmers could be in harmony with the food that comes out of the farm for your belly? Do you want to free the immune systems? Free the immune systems. Yeah, you got to accept that poo-poo's under your fingernails. You ain't washed under there. That you always eating viruses. You always got bacteria in your ears. And don't even think about French kissing. All right, I gotta go. Listen, this is Gerard. Y'all have a wonderful day. We need to build a sustainable world. That only comes when we focus on doing sustainable things. That's what permanent culture is, permaculture. Permanent culture, if it lasts without you, it's a good idea to do. But if you got to keep going back to China with a big old boat and pull in a bunch of trash and sell it, that's a bad idea. Do not build a lifestyle based on unsustainable, non-permanent culture ideas. This is Gerard, I got farming to do. Y'all have a great day. Love y'all now. Bye-bye.
Break the chains that bind me, 'cause I wanna break the chains that bind you. Do you wanna set the world free, have perfect harmony? Isn't it time for that? Do you wanna free, boom, 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 free the people? Do you wanna free, boom, 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 free the people from the bottom to the top? Make modern slavery stop. Do you wanna let go of the prisoners? See everyone happy. We can have this and more if we open up the doors. Well, what do you think about that? Do you wanna free, boom, boom, free the people? Do you wanna free, boom, boom, free the people and Mother Nature too? Close down all the zoos. Do you wanna boom, 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 boom? Do you wanna boom, 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 boom? Do you wanna free, boom, boom, free the people? free.